And action. We're good to go.
Good even fall to one and all. This is the Warp Speed. And thank you very much for those listeners of ours that decided to hang on and to be entertained and educated on something else besides our forte and our passion, which is boxing and all things violence, organized pugilism. But today we have a special guest, a man that I've known for, I would say, about 2 decades and a half. A gentleman who I am proud of saying that he is one of two, and on a good day, one of three men in my life that I could call my friend. And like I stated in the prior life, it is not that I am antisocial, it's not that I am unfriendly, it's just that in my life, there is family, and then there are friends. And friends in my life, there really is no distinction between friends and family. So I like to make sure that whoever enters into the domain of family and friends is somebody that I can trust with everything, my home, my life, that I'll have his back and they'll have mine, just like a real family member. So I introduce to you Cal Paradox. Yep, that is the man, the myth, the legend of Salinas, California's
All city sound bombers in the house. Yeah.
all city sound bombers, the man of A La Verga, the man who's been putting it down and representing the city of Salinas and the great central coast of the golden state of California.
I've been
The
trying.
gen
I'm
and,
trying.
and
I'm
if
trying.
and nobody tries harder than this gentleman.
I'm trying.
The Cal, I've known you for a I've known you for a very long time, man, and your hustle is really, I don't know what else to describe it like, but it's definitely an earnest hustle. It is an honest hustle. It is a hustle that knows no limits. And all this time, see, let me start it off by saying, right, that uh, your interlocutor, Warp Speed, once in another life, I used to be an MC, a master of ceremonies, as they would call it, but it really just means a rapper. And like most people, MCs, like any musician, really, they get to express themselves by one form of artwork or another because they have something to say. I was a teenager full of angst and doing drugs, and there was so many things that I disagreed with the going on in my world in politics and whatnot. And somehow I met another man that was very similar to me in my ideations, and that was Cal Paradox. And I don't really remember, Cal, how it is that I met you. um, really
We
don't.
worked. We worked at the same spot. Um, we worked at McGraw Hill
No shit. Is
a
that how
long
it
time ago.
happened?
Yeah, we worked at McGraw Hill, bro, and then you knew who I was. You were like, "Hey, you do music and shit," because you had seen like the flyers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's kind of how it started, man. I was like, "Yeah, that's me, man. I make music and shit." So we kind of
Wow.
like
See,
minded individuals and shit.
that's amazing, Cal. I don't know why it is that, and that was obviously
Pele
no.
was there too, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Pele was
Um,
there too. Me, you, Pele. Shout out to Pele One, one of my
Pele
one of my
won.
music, one of my musical brothers. I got several musical brothers that I have, and he's one of them.
Hmm.
You're one of them too, bro. So
Yeah.
yeah, I got lots of musical brothers that musicians that I call brothers that we've been friends for a long time. Yeah, man.
That's
Shout out
so
to
cool,
Pele.
man. That's so cool because I thought you were gonna say some stuff that really wouldn't refresh my mind. I have a very horrible memory, Cal. It's actually quite embarrassing, right? I've been to places where somebody either confuses me. I think it's confusion, but for whatever reason or another, I have these encounters with individuals that they approach me for the most part always in the amiable, friendly manner, and they start talking to me. Hey, how you been? Whoop de woo. And I don't have an idea who they are, and they start going off on things, and sometimes they're actually right. They're talking about the school we went to, the people that we may have known, but I don't remember the names, I don't remember the faces, and it's very embarrassing.
Yeah.
And and the thing is about it, in the city of Salinas, Cal, everybody for the most part knows everybody, right? In fact, some would say, depending on what their lifestyle is like, you have to know anybody so that you can survive. In my case, I am glad to say, and I hope it remains that way, that I do not think I have any enemies. At least there is no animosity on my part or hatred towards another individual. But it can be very embarrassing when somebody approaches you and you can't seem to recollect who they are, and they think you're acting a fool, like if you're hiding something, or maybe you're just an idiot, and you're with your family or whatever, and you're an old ass man like myself, and it's just very embarrassing. But I just wanted to state that your memory, the fact that you remembered where we met,
I remember
uh,
everything. I remember everything, bro. I forget
that's
nothing.
incredible. That's
I
incredible.
remember
See,
everything, bro.
I wonder why. How is it that it's possible? I mean, I don't think you and I. I mean, obviously you're a medicinal user. I've smoked for the majority of my life and did other drugs, but how come it never affected your memory, Cal?
I don't know, man. I'm just built like that, I guess. I mean, I've experimented with all kinds of crazy drugs too in my lifetime. For me to remember what I remember, that's why sometimes it's funny because I'll be like, just for an example, let's say if I'm in a relationship,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I remember a lot of stuff, and sometimes it comes back to like piss off the chick that I'm dating because it's like I remember shit, but like, nah, remember when you said this and this and this? And it's like, you didn't see that, and I'm like, yeah, you did. And I'll be like, and I told you this. No, you didn't. Yeah, I did. I fucking remember very specifically, and like to the point to where like I'll get mad. Cause I'm like, nah, fuck that. I remember that shit. Like, there's no way you're gonna tell me what I remember is not fucking accurate. Cause like my shit, I remember, bro. If I tell you that I remembered something, it fucking happened. You know what I mean? It just means that you don't remember it. But like, if I tell you
Yep.
it happened, bro, you can take that to the bank, bro. Like that shit happened. I remember everything,
And
bro.
you know what? It's true. I think you've done that to me. I think you and I, because we've had conversations over the decades, very lengthy conversations about every single aspect of life, and and sometimes I question whether or not I actually said things around you, because you have put me on the spot before, and you said this and that. Now it sounds like I said it, but maybe I think I changed, or maybe that was a different me back in the day, or I was under some kind of stimulants or drugs that don't allow me to remember. But I know that you have a very sharp memory, and exactly the way that you phrased it, that you say you do this and you say words back to back and the same segments. That's exactly you. You have an incredible memory.
Yeah, I remember, bro. I remember everything, bro. That's a problem sometimes.
A problem.
Hey, talking about hip hop memory for me.
What's that?
I was in juvenile hall, right? I was in juvenile hall. I don't know how old I was, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I was 13 or 14, but
Mm.
um, I remember I was in juvenile hall, and they used to play music sometimes for us, right? They used to play music. We had speakers that they used to have in the corner.
Hmm.
They were playing that song on the radio, "Hard Knock Life" by Jay-Z.
Hard Knock Life. Okay.
It's a hard knock life, right? And I mean, can you imagine being in juvenile hall and me being from the West Coast? I didn't like East Coast music at that time. You know what I'm saying? So this little annoying fucking chipmunk voice Hard Andy sample. I'm in jail, and I'm just like, man, fuck this song, bro. Straight up, fuck this song. I don't know if I can say it bad. F this song. Yeah, bro. It's that's a hip hop memory for me. I just remember that. Yeah. Laying in
That's
bed, I
incredible.
hit the button. I hit the button. I'm gonna turn my speaker off. They can turn your
Rich.
intercom off if you wanted to. Yeah, and I said, I'm gonna turn that off. And that was before. I started listening to hip hop from the East Coast because at
Hmm.
that time, growing up here, at least where I'm from, um, we're
That
like
don't jive.
we're in a
Yeah.
box.
Yeah.
You know, Northern California rap that was it.
That's
LA
it.
stuff too, LA stuff too, but mainly gangster rap. West
Mm.
Coast gangster rap is what it was. West Coast gangster rap, Sacramento, Bay Area, LA, all that stuff. That's what I was in, and I thought that everything else was whack. Like I thought
Hmm.
everything else was whack, and I thought, nah, this is just. But as you grow older, as I was exposed to other types of rap, I actually ended up, I ended up appreciating Jay Z and listening to that stuff, But when I was in juvenile hall, I'm just saying, like I wasn't feeling it, especially being in jail, all pissed off, and then an annoying song comes on. It's kind of like, yeah, it's extra annoying, but um, yeah, it's funny, man. It's funny how that turned out too. Now, right? Everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people look at Jay Z like he's like the greatest or whatever of all time. Kind of,
Hmm.
a lot of people hold him in that regard. I never thought that would ever happen, but hey, man, hey, it is what it is, right? I mean, good for him. I don't agree, but good for him. If that's the narrative that he's been able to push, and get people to eat that shit up, it's like, yeah,
I'm gonna tell
man.
you something. I'm gonna tell you something. Well, it should be embarrassing, but then again, like you, I think you may have encapsulated it better than I could have. Right? In our region, Central California, we we were. I don't know if it was a self isolation, right? But for the most part, everybody we grew up listening to the same kind of music, more gangster orientated, definitely West Coast hip hop. From the G funk and everything that was northern, scarier sounds, more synthetic sounds, less sample based music. Um, and that may help to explain why, and I'm going to confess this, and I hope nobody chastises me for being so ignorant and apparent hip hop fan without having really listened to this guy. But I've only heard one full song of JC, and that is that New York song.
Oh, the new. Yeah,
Which I
that's
think
not.
is
That's
my
not even.
I think
Yeah,
it's a
that's
great
not
song.
even.
It's an incredible song. I can't rock with it though because it talks about New York and it talks about a place I've never been in, that I'll likely never be
I
at.
mean, you know what? Let me tell you. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Bro. I've listened to that song, right? I've listened to that song, and I've thought there's some corny lines in this song, Jay Z. Like you could have done a better job, Jay Z, on this New York song. Like bro,
Really?
like if you go through. So okay, I just want to throw this out there. Um,
Mm.
there's a few albums that I like that Jay Z did. Jay Z has some great songs. Jay Z has great beat selection sometimes, not all the
Hmm.
time. Sometimes great beat selection, but um, Jay Z also has a lot of cornball ass lines that a lot of people don't catch. And and in that New York song, there's I can't think of any specifically off the top of my head lyric wise, but I
Hmm.
remember I can tell you right now if we listened to that song together and we broke the lyrics down, we would be laughing our asses off because there's some cornball stuff that he says. Uh, he said a lot of cornball stuff. Even there's even this one song I think it's called Drunken Love. He did a song with Beyonce called Drunken Love. It's a big old hit. And he has
Mm.
this line about Ike. Like he refers to
Ike.
himself like Ike Turner or something. Like what does he say? He says something about get the cake Annie Mae or something Annie Mae. Like he makes it
What?
really like it's a really bad reference to be making in a song that you have with your wife. kind of like joking like about the Ike thing. Like you're joking around about Annie Mae, like about when she ate the cake or something like that. That's what he was talking about.
Who's Annie
But you know
Mae?
what I'm talking about? Have you seen that movie?
No.
Okay, there's a movie where it's about Tina Turner and
Hmm.
It's about Ike and Tina. And I think it's called "What's Love Got to Do with It." It might have been a TV movie. It
I
might
know
have
that's
been
a song.
yeah, but yeah. Well, her song Tina's big hit, one of her big hits. What's Love Got to Do with It? So they named the movie about her. What's Love Got to Do with It? And
Mm.
Tina Turner's real name is Annie Mae. So
Oh.
in the movie, there's a part where because Ike was real abusive. And there's a
Yeah.
part of the movie where Ike was like, "Here, Annie Mae, I want you to eat the cake," because they're eating at a restaurant. And she's like, "No, I don't want no cake, Ike." And he's like, "Come on, Annie Mae, eat the cake." Like he's trying to get her to eat the cake. And then
Oh
he
God.
ends up like slapping her like in the restaurant in front of everybody. And it gets all crazy and shit. And it's like for Jay Z to write that, like, or freestyle, because supposedly he only freestyles, whatever. For him to
Oh
put that
God.
in
Come
the song,
on.
I know, bro. It's like so. Anyways, for him to put that in the song, you can't be the goat. You can't be the greatest rapper of all time if you're saying that kind of cornball shit. In my eyes, in my now, in other people's eyes, if they want to call him the goat, hey, that's their prerogative. It's a free world, free country that we live in. You could believe that Vanilla Ice is the greatest rapper of all time. I don't
Yo.
care. I'm gonna tell you you're wrong if you ask me, but I
Yeah.
mean, you can believe whatever you want, bro. I don't care. You're
So
better than me. You
that's
can go.
funny.
Yeah, let him eat trash like the homie. Once again, shout out to Pele. Let him eat trash.
You know,
That's the inside joke between the people that
letting me trash.
don't even know let him eat trash. And you know what? And you know what? Hey, since we're here, I'm gonna break down that philosophy. Let him
Mm,
eat trash, right? And I'm gonna tell you where it comes from.
okay.
Me and Pele, we were in Berkeley selling CDs, early 2000s, around the time that I probably met you. Around that time, me and Pele were in Berkeley selling CDs hand to hand. Right?
Hmm.
We're right there in that. I forgot what. There's a busy street in Berkeley. It's like a downtown area. Anyways, we're right there, and across the street from where we were at, there was a homeless guy, and he was getting harassed by the police because he was eating from the garbage can.
Ugh.
Right? He was right there
Jeez.
pulling stuff out the trash, eating stuff, and the police were harassing him. Right? So Pele, Pele right next to me, Pele yells, "Let him eat trash!" And the homeless guy goes, "Yeah!" He's all, "Let me eat trash!" And we were just like, "Oh my god," we were busting up. And I kind of got embarrassed at the time. I'm like, "Bro, what are you doing? Like, who does that?" And Pele's like,
Oh my God.
"Yeah, bro." And anyways,
Oh
it
man.
turned into this. It turned into this life philosophy to where it's just like, if somebody wants to do something stupid, if they want to eat trash, just let them eat trash, bro. It ain't
Let me try.
hurting you. It ain't hurting me. Like if you want to, you know what I'm saying? If you want to like listen to Britney Spears, if you want to wake up at 5 in the morning and put Britney Spears on full blast, right? And you want to work out and you want to put your game on, whatever, like that ain't got nothing to do with me. Like I don't care what you listen to. You know what I mean? It's not my job in this world to tell people how to be happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
What it
Yep.
boils down to, it's a philosophy, bro, in life. Let them eat
Let me
trash, bro.
trash.
If somebody
Let me
wants to
trash.
date somebody that's toxic for them, I mean, let them eat trash, bro. There's
That's
nothing
fucking awesome.
you
I
can't
love that.
you can't convince people of things that they don't already kind of believe, kind of. You know what I'm saying? You could give advice
Yeah.
and you could throw your 2 cents in there, but to try to sit there and honestly think that you're going to convince somebody of anything, it's like, you have to scrape your knee to learn how to keep your balance so you don't fall down and scrape your knee again.
Hmm.
Just like you guys like boxing, right?
Yeah.
You have to get hit in the mouth a couple times to be
I
like,
won't
damn,
like boxing anymore.
bro, let me let me dodge someone else because I don't want to get hit in the mouth.
Yep.
Okay?
That's how
But
it
you
works.
wouldn't know. But you wouldn't know if you've never been hit in the mouth.
Exactly.
You wouldn't know
Exactly.
how much it hurts. And once you feel how it hurts, I mean, even too, you don't know how you're gonna react until you get hit in the mouth. You know,
Hmm.
you might get hit in the mouth and just clam up and not want to be a fighter. You know, you might get hit in the mouth and you might just lose it and just start blacking out and hitting everybody in the room. You know, you punch everybody in the room. You know,
Get all retard. Get
I
all
mean,
retarded.
sometimes people react differently and you don't know until it happens. So, anyways, yeah, bro, let it be trash, bro. It's kind of how I feel with everything.
Let me
With,
trash, and
with
I
hip
like that.
hop, with hip hop, with life, with everything, bro. I just live and let live, bro. Like you, I don't really try to convince people too much of anything. I'll kind of like let people know what the options are in my head, what I think about it. But I mean, it's ultimately up to whoever. I mean, yeah, that's where
There's
I'm at.
en- there's enough trash to go around for sure, Scal. You mentioned something. You mentioned something. Back in the early aughts, right? Uh, you and Pele were going to cities, traveling, selling CDs from maybe even self-printed. Everything self-published, self-invested. You are famous for having gone to the east side of Salinas, encompassed a large swath of the city to go door to door to sell your CD. And
Yeah, I
if I'm
think
not
I
mistaken,
think
it came
bro,
out in the
I think
news.
bro, I think we're the first, and I think we're the only rappers that ever went door to door selling CDs.
And
Anywhere,
I and you
anywhere.
made the
Like
news
Bible salesmen knocking on the doors. We had flyers, we had CDs, we had a Walkman with headphones, and we would let people listen to it. And if they like it, then you buy it. And if you don't, well, then thank you for listening. Here's the flyer anyway. We even had a website back in '04. We had a website. We had a .com back in '04.
Wow, that was before it was like
And we had a
so
message board.
prevalent.
And we had a message board. And we were averaging like I think it was around 20,000 foot traffic, like
Wow.
monthly people coming to our website. That's how much we were averaging because we had a message board. And our message board, it was basically social media before social media.
Before
You know?
MySpace and all that.
Yeah, yeah. Before all that, you had a message board, and what a message board was you would go onto the website, and it would have a bunch of topics. It would have a bunch of topics, and then you pick the topic that you want to go in. Hip hop, right? Let's say hip hop. Boom, you would go in hip hop, and then there would be a bunch of different threads with conversations going on, and then you could go into those
Wow.
threads, and then but you would have to have a profile created on whatever website it was. So
Hmm.
on our website, um, we had it like that. So we had a message board that was real popular, and there was a lot of stuff that would go on the message board. And what it turned into was it ended up turning into us getting trolled.
What?
Yeah. So, okay.
You invented the troll.
Well, we no 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 no. Let me put this straight. We didn't invent the troll. The troll naturally occurred in our message board as 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 it was already naturally occurring on other message boards as well. Because like I said,
Wow.
we weren't the first ones to have these message board. There was message boards already going on. It's just that when we created our website, my
Yeah.
brother my brother was like, "Hey, you know what? We should have a message board because message boards are pretty cool." Because he would go on different websites that had message boards. So we were
Hmm.
like, "Yeah, let's do that." So that's what we did. So then we had topics, and people would post and stuff like that. And what ended up happening, like I said, was um, some disgruntled local rappers, right?
Oh,
Who
there's many of those.
there's always going to be too. It's a human thing. It's not necessarily a rapper thing. It's a human flaw. You know what I mean? There's always going to be that. There's always going to be jealousy and stupid shit like that. There's always going to be that.
Hmm.
There's always been that throughout time. Throughout history, there's always been that. I mean, think of how many biblical stories and I mean, just think about it, bro. It's always gonna happen. It's a human flaw. So, anyways, yeah, we started getting a couple of people on there who were mad, and then what it really was one of the guys had sent us a demo, and he wanted us to sign him. Right? We never signed him, so he got mad. one of the other guys, uh, one of the other guys was trying to work with me, and I didn't want to work with him, and we actually had like a falling out, like face to face, where like I told him, like, dude, you're fucking whack, bro. Like I would never
Whoa.
work with you. You're trash. But this is before. But
Ouch.
this is before I even came out with my album. That was one of the guys. I had met him because I had a keyboard and I was trying to get beats. Right. I had a keyboard. We bought a keyboard and we were trying to get producers to make beats for us. And I
Mhm.
had ended up somebody had said, "Oh, I know this guy. Him and his brother make music, right?" I said, "Okay, cool." So I went over there with my keyboard. Um, his brother made a bunch of like I don't know, I wouldn't say a bunch, but I went over there maybe 2 or 3 times with my keyboard, and everything that they ever made was straight trash.
Oh
Like
God.
it was straight trash. So I didn't really. I mean, bro. I mean, I'm not gonna be a dick and just tell them that they were trash. I just, I gave it one try. Right. I went over there with the keyboard. We hung out, smoked some weed, made some beats. They were trash. I came back again. I thought, oh, maybe I'll get one. At least one. I never got that one. They were trash. And then on top of that,
Oh.
and then on top of that, I was having a discussion with the dude. I showed him a song that I had recorded. He tried to critique it like on some hater shit though. He wasn't giving me constructive criticism. He was just hating. And I'm like, you know what, bro? You got a lot to say for somebody that's trash. I go, that's why I've
Wow.
never that's why I've never rapped on any of these songs that you've been trying to get me on. That's why
You
I
went
didn't like
nuclear.
any of the beats that you guys gave me because your shit is trash. I said, so for you to try to critique me on some hater shit. So, anyways, that's how I got into it with that guy. Fast forward to maybe a year later, I dropped my album. Maybe a year and a half later, maybe 2 years later. I don't know. It wasn't that long. I dropped my album. I have a message board. We're being successful locally. We're on the news. We painted the town with our posters. I mean, we went all over Salinas, and we put hundreds of posters on stop signs and power poles all over Salinas.
I saw yours at
We
the
did this whole
intersection
time.
of
Nobody's
Natividad
ever
and
done.
Laurel.
Yeah,
Yep.
nobody's ever done that. And the reason why we did that is because my brother. Shout out to my brother. My brother, um, um, Demian. That's my brother, Demian. Demian was like, because sorry, my brother went to college on the East Coast. So my brother, he would go to New York. Sometimes he'd go to New York and he would see that they had these promo teams, these street teams. And when they would put an album out, they would do that. They would go all over the New York and they would just sticker up like they had these roller things with glue, like this glue that they would just put the poster up, glue it on the wall or whatever, like stick them on the wall. However, they would put them all over New York. They had street
Wow.
teams. So my brother was like, dude, let's do that out here. He's like, nobody's done that out here. Nobody's ever promoted like that. Let's do it out here. And I said, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it out here. So we did. Me and him went all over Salinas, and we had posters. I think there were like maybe like 14 by like I don't know, maybe 20 or something. I don't know exactly what the size was, but it was like a good sized poster, and we're putting them all over Salinas. And the city of Salinas actually contacted us and was threatening to take legal action against us if we didn't go and remove all of them.
What?
Yeah, but so anyway,
Fucking city.
yeah. Well, I
Wait, wait,
mean,
wait. Who
bro,
was the mayor at that moment?
huh?
Who was the mayor?
I don't even know who was the mayor was at that moment. But anyways, because my brother hits me up because we got a letter and from the city and all this other stuff, and he was all my brother was kind of tripping. He was like, dude, we should go take these down. And I said, nah, you know what? I said, F that. I said, um, at that time there was I think it was Dump Davis. Remember that Dump Davis campaign? The Republicans were trying to get
Oh yeah, Greg Davis.
yeah, they were going after him.
Yep.
So I remember telling my brother, you know what? We're not going to take those down because all those Dump Davis things are still all over the place. And those Dump Davis things were actual like bumper stickers that they were like sticking to the poles. So like
Oh.
our stuff was easier to take down, right? You could actually walk up and kind of rip it down because we used tape, and then we used staples. We used staples on the wooden ones, the ones that were wooden power poles. We used
Yeah.
staple because we had
Yeah.
staple pen, and then
I remember
the
that.
other ones we taped them. The metal ones we taped them around just on the top and on the bottom, and maybe in
Mm.
the middle. But either way, what I'm saying is, what I was telling my brother was this: they're not going to do anything. They're not going to do anything. They're woofing. They're woofing. If they go after us, you got to go after the Dump Davis campaign. They ain't going to do that. And if they don't, well, then that makes a headline, and that works out for us anyway. So
Smart.
we didn't take them down, bro. We left it as is, and eventually the city had people take them down. Some of these little haters would go on my message board and they'll be like, "Yeah, I was ripping your poster down right now." It's just like, dude, like, I'm telling you, man, like
That's like their high point of their life.
the only guys who don't mess with me, like, or us at that time, the only people who didn't mess with us were people that wanted to mess with us, that we straight cold shouldered them, you know? Like, for the one guy that wanted us to sign him, now he was trash. I would have never signed him if I was in a position to sign him, anybody. But I wasn't even in a position to sign anybody.
Hmm.
You know, we were independent trying to grow us, me and him as the artist. You know what I'm saying? And these guys
Uh-huh.
are over here seeing what we're doing and they're jealous because they can't ride our coattails. Because I won't let you ride my coattail. Now you're mad. It's just it's little city mentality kind of shit, I guess. I don't know what it is, bro. It's sad, it's stupid, and to be honest with you, it's still going on. It's still
Wow.
going on to this day. It's still going on. Fast forward 20 years later, we still have different cast of characters doing similar. Can I curse on you?
Yeah, yeah. I personally try to curtail my own
Okay.
curse words,
So
but
I was gonna
absolutely,
say,
this is
I was
freedom
gonna
of
say the
speech,
B word,
baby.
but huh?
This is freedom of speech.
Nah, but I mean, you never know. It might hurt the channel, you know.
No, no, go
Oh,
for it. You can curse, brother. It's all good.
Okay, but even though, because I still do try to control how many curse words I use, because when I was on the radio, you know, I had a radio show, so I couldn't curse at all. So I'm kind of like, I could, you know, I could turn it off or turn it on. But I was gonna say there's still several people on some bitch ass shit in the local rap scene. It
get
doesn't matter
them.
where you're at. It doesn't matter if you're in Salinas. It doesn't matter if you're in New York or if you're in you know, Detroit or something. It doesn't matter. Like wherever you're at, there's gonna be some little simpleton ass people who are gonna be getting upset because somebody doesn't want to work with them and shit, you know, or because they're not supporting me or some stupid shit like that, bro. There's always I don't know what it is, but rappers got to be some of the most sensitive people on this planet, bro. Rappers. I don't know why. I
You
don't know
know,
why. I don't know why.
y-
Oh, the
y-
state of hip hop. Let's talk about the state of hip hop, Herm. Where do
what
you
is what is the state? Okay, so before you hop into that, right? Um, I'm gonna demonstrate my ignorance, right? Um, like I started off at the beginning, or may I have just ended the prior live where we were mostly discussing boxing. Um, I once used to express myself through lyricism over sample beats. You used to make beats, I used to make beats. And you and I, we actually made a couple of tracks together, two, maybe three. Some of the best times we had getting together, smoking some weed, drinking a couple of beers, and then standing up, in my case, quite nervously, to perform my lyrics, which to the most part, for the most part, tended to be very dark, cynical, and political. So you put all of those three things together, and you just have a mishmash of anger and disaster, right? Um, but nonetheless, there that was a good 20, 25 years ago. Before I met you, I was into punk rock. uh you know, being a rebellious teenager, you know, huffing gas, listening to punk rock and uh drum and bass. um but anyways, I ended up
drum and
I
bass?
drum and bass, you know, like techno,
There's
but
some
it's just,
drum.
I think, more repetitive.
There's some drum and bass guy that's like fucking. he's like competing with like the Sabak shit that we're dropping right now.
Drum and bass.
He goes by Sabox, and he
Oh,
does drum and bass.
You're
So
right. You're right.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Joe Cutter. If anybody's check out Sabox, Subaux. That's the group that I'm in. I'm the producer. Joe Cutter's the MC. Sabox. That's what I'm on right now. That's the music I've been making lately as of right now. So anyways, my bad.
I hope you started to promote the fact that we were gonna be interviewing you, because I've been looking forward to getting you on one of these lives.
If you would have gave me more time in advance, further notice, I would have made a flyer and posted a flyer.
Yeah. So the thing is this, Cal P, Acapulco. My brother has had this channel for a few years, and it started becoming quite hot a few years back when he was posting boxing fights that were hard to see anywhere else. And he's been posting local fights, and anybody that wants to.
What we gotta do? You know what we gotta do? This is what we're gonna do. When I had the radio show, I made a flyer, right? Just a general flyer, and the flyer had the information of the show. It had the name of the show. It had the radio station KHTC. It had the times that it was on, right? And I would just share that flyer throughout the week. Just pump out the flyer to remind people of when it was. So what we need to do, I'll make one for the channel that we can just share on the regular. Like, not even when I'm on, just in general. Like, hey, I don't know what to post today. Oh, let me share the flyer. You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
That's what we need
No,
to do.
so
It'll be a flyer for the show, so people know what time to tune in, because they'll know more or less. Oh, it's daily around this time or this time.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So they'll know to tune in. Oh, I'm not doing anything. We'll make a flyer.
We're getting little by little, we're getting over hiccups, right?
I do graphic design too, bro.
Yeah, no, we will maximize and exploit any of your talents, bro. Anything that you can.
On the side.
Yeah. So we are going through. We haven't had as many hiccups as you would imagine. In fact, it was quite a smooth transition into starting lives mostly focused on boxing, just due to the fact that the homie Ricky and we discuss boxing every goddamn day, and we watch.
Do you guys talk about MMA too?
We do watch it and we do sponsor it, but quite rarely do we ever, just due to the fact that we watch so much boxing. And if there's an MMA fight, there's going to be a boxing fight for the most part. Hey. So I'm never going to stop watching boxing for MMA.
Did you hear? Hey, Herm, did you hear recently about it was the first professional MMA fight to ever hit the 831 recently in Santa Cruz?
No. We've had MMA fights.
Huh?
We've had MMA fights. We used to have MMA fights.
But they weren't professional fights.
Oh, no, I missed it. Yeah.
It was I think it was August. I think it was 18th or the 19th, right? And it was
Oakland?
LFA.
Yeah, LFA.
And it was at the Santa Cruz Warrior Stadium.
Yep. I heard about that.
Yeah, bro, I went to go check it out.
Oh, come on. You're going to go to these places and you're going to tell me, man? What is wrong with you?
I took my son.
Okay.
Yeah, how was it? Like me and my son, we really don't have a lot of kind of things that we like to go to together, kind of a thing. So we were both interested in this, and we was like, well, yeah, let's go then, right? So I took the opportunity to like take my son somewhere that me and him could both like really get into, No,
how was it?
Oh, it was badass, bro. It was super badass, bro. And you know what?
Absolutely.
I sat. So like floor, I was 4th row back. So
that's the only way to do it, Cal.
I threw a water bottle at somebody.
Any blood land on you?
And
Did any blood land on you?
Huh?
Did any blood land on you?
Nah. Hey, you know what? Too, I want to give a shout out to Daniel Compton. Daniel Compton is from Santa Cruz, and he was the guy who was like the main event. And then
He fought Valente.
yeah, he fought Valente, and then there was another dude. Shout out to LP from Crooked Fam. Crooked Fam is like a hip hop group from Santa Cruz, and LP he's an MMA fighter now. And this was his first pro fight.
Wow,
So
awesome. LP.
He's from Santa Cruz. Yeah, but he doesn't. It's not ELP. It's LP. Just the letter LP. That's what he goes by.
Yeah.
His name's Lorenzo. So to shout out to them for fighting. Now,
Absolutely.
They both lost, right? They both lost. But like I say, bro, it takes balls to walk in that ring, no matter what, bro. Whether you win or whether you lose, bro. I would not have the balls to walk in there and fight in front of 2,000 people. Because that's how many people were there, bro. It was around 2,000 people there, bro. So
this is why we never in our channel we really have this policy about never talking bad about any fighters, no matter what we think, no matter what happened, no matter how beat they got in a fight. We never really do that. In fact, we try never to disrespect anybody, irrespective of what it is that they're doing in life, because like you said, let them eat trash.
That's what you gotta do, bro. It is what it is. Yeah. Hey, but it was dope though. It was super dope to go over there and check that out. And if there's another one, I want to go to another one. But what it was it's the LFA.
Yeah, the Lions LFA, fighting.
Yeah, and I guess
that was good.
That's like it. I guess it's linked to UFC somehow. So if you get into the LFA and you start knocking fools out, eventually you'll get a title shot in the UFC. That's what happened to that guy, Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Shane O'Malley, yeah. It's Shane O'Malley, yeah.
Shane or Sugar, whatever, that guy. That guy was an LFA fighter. He was in the LFA knocking fools out, and then next thing you know, he gets a title shot, and now he's the champ.
Yeah, support your local ass kickers. Just don't piss them off. It's my policy, you know. So, but on another note, though, right? Back to this UFC thing, because I was gonna post something about this, but since we're here, I can say this now. I was a little disappointed that it wasn't sold out. Fuck again.
They should have been freaking sold out, bro. Now,
stupid.
Now here's the thing, though. It was packed, so most of the seats were taken. But I would still look around and I could still see that it wasn't sold out. Because, you can tell when it's sold out,
Yeah.
So I would probably say it was probably maybe 80 or 90% at capacity. So it was almost there, bro. It was cracking. It was almost there. But I just kind of think damn, man, come on, 831. If we sell that out, you know what happens? We get another one.
Yep. People,
and we have another one, and another one, and another one, and then next thing you know, Santa Cruz and the 831, we got a nice little fight scene over here, But people, they got tunnel vision.
Yeah,
they realize that you're hurting everybody around you when you don't support stuff that's awesome that comes to the area like that. So, anyways, shout out to Daniel Compton. Shout out to Lorenzo. To the LFA and to everybody that was a part of that, it was dope. It was really dope. It was really, really dope to go watch that, So
yeah, in fact, anybody that's listening in, regardless of what part of the world you're in, the very first thing that you should do is to promote and sponsor any event, especially if it involves any of your local fighters, musicians, anybody, because you need to have these artists express your lifestyle. You see, and you've been doing that for what 20 years, Cal? Easy 20 years. I mean, even though we have this small little city with all these divisions,
supporting other people's dreams. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I share people's stuff. That's another thing too. Back to this whole thing. Sharing and supporting stuff. Now, if you weren't going to go to the fight, right, you could have shared it. You could at least share, because what I did was this. when I seen that what was going on with this fight, and I seen that they were promoting it and stuff, um, I started sharing it. I started to hit the share, and I thought, well, even if I can't go, I'm still gonna at least let people know about it because maybe I let somebody know about it that might show up.
Yeah.
So even though I'm not gonna show up, maybe my share will get somebody else to show up, right? So,
Mhm.
anyways, I ended up going, right? I ended up buying tickets, but I was sharing it before I even knew that I was even gonna buy tickets. Because I could see the big picture of what's going down here. Our very
Mhm.
first professional MMA fight in the 831, bro. This is huge. I don't give a
Yeah.
shit. I don't give a shit who
So,
wins. I just
in
we're
fact,
gonna win if we throw the event. We're gonna win. The 831 wins.
there
No
was
matter
a time,
who wins
right?
the octagon, the 831 wins. So it's just like, man,
There was a time, Cal. Believe it or not.
huh?
Believe it or not, we had a event maybe about 15 years ago, maybe longer. Um, I believe it was a Golden Boy. One of the major boxing promotions brought fighters to Salinas, right adjacent to the California Rodeo grounds. So they didn't
And let
occupy
me
the
guess.
whole.
And let me guess. It wasn't sold out.
It wasn't sold out,
I know. And you know how I know it wasn't sold out? Because we
but it
haven't
was.
had another one, right?
We haven't had another one.
I mean, I didn't even know about that one until you told me right now. But
Yeah.
but when you told me that there was one of them, I thought, oh, well, then it must not have sold out if there was only one of them.
No, and
'Cause if it
and
sells out,
and here's another one. Here's another one. Um, about 2 months ago, there was this guy. He's a hustler, though. This gentleman, he's always putting on events. He's trying to make money off of the entertainment and the artists that he brings around. Ricky Cabrera Promotions. So he does things like he has those bull crossing events at the Salinas, California Rodeo Friday and Saturday. So he'll bring local musicians, and they pay a little extra incentive to go for these older folks, adults to go in there to imbibe their alcoholic beverages and tense the night away after people are being bucked off of the bulls and the horses, and the rodeo clowns are done jumping through hoops with fire. So these people go over there, and they have these events, and for the most part his events have been very successful, mostly Pacific. um, and I wasn't aware of it, but I believe that Mr. Cabrera is the one who has been hosting for the past few years. They call it Ink by the Bay. Now, Ink by the Bay is a tattoo centric event where hundreds of tattoo artists, probably from all over the world, come over here to display their artwork. And if you want it, hell, they'll strip you naked and give you whatever you want on your body right then there, right? So you get to, it's basically like a museum of artists. They'll draw whatever you want. If you don't want the tattoo, they'll probably just sell you the outline or whatever. And it's not just tattoos. There was one day there was a reggae group called the
they've
Brudians.
been having reggae. Yeah, they've been having reggae bands. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was part concert, part art, part tattoo. They had culture. You had this famous gentleman who makes horses dance. He gets these very elegant, beautiful, majestic creatures, and he makes them, walk and do all these crazy feats of mastery over them. We had the Katrina, which is a dame dressed like a skeleton. A lot of people, they construe her like the Santa Muerte, or Lady Death, or who may you. So it was a fun event where you had a variety of different things, right? It was a 3-day event.
Wait,
Now,
hold on. I just want to go back to that. You said what about the Santa Muerte? What is that?
so the Katrina, right? Katrina is like, it's a skeleton lady.
No, 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 no. I know what that is.
Yeah.
But why? But why was that incorporated at the Ink of the Bay?
So no. So I'm just saying that depending on what I don't want to say that the Katrina is Santa Muerte. No. I'm not trying to say that, but I'm just saying that there is likely some associations because it is a female depiction of what many consider the Grim Reaper. So I'm not saying that it was anything satanic or nothing. I'm just saying that these people dress up like that, and you take photographs with them, and otherwise, so they're just trying to incorporate different, cultural, icons.
No, they're just trying to get people in the door is what they're trying to do.
Yeah, they're trying to do anything. It was
Yeah, they're
also a
throwing
part lowrider
everything.
show. Yeah, and it was also a part lowrider show. And then another day they had like one of
It
those
was part of
Mexican.
the show too. Did they have a
Yeah, they
petting
had
zoo?
everything.
Hey, did
I'm
they have a
telling you.
petting zoo too?
No, I'm not sure if they
Did
had
they
a
have,
petting
did
zoo.
they have petting zoo?
But whatever they would do, it was almost like a county fair of uh outside, what do they call it, counterculture, right? Because there's the country fair, and they have the rides, and they have the petting zoo, and then this one had the music and the art, and it was more like, I
Did
guess
you
maybe
like
you
it?
can. Well, here's the thing, I couldn't go. Now, wait, there's a difference between I couldn't go and I didn't want to sponsor it. uh I did send out notices. I kept telling people about it. I thought the price was fair. I do think that it was too long. It was 3 days. So even if you wanted to get it in 3 days, it's still going to cost like $100 if you want to go that many things. If you found so much interest, but I thought $30 might be pushing it. But if you had made it for 1 day only, maybe it would have been a success. In Monterey, he's been able to push it for 2 days, if I'm not mistaken. Salinas had the opportunity to have the very first 3 day event of something that apparently was very successful in the adjacent city of Monterey. And guess what? Nobody went.
I mean, I'm not surprised nobody went. But here's the thing, though. Why, bro? Why? Okay, so back to this. Why would I support a show like Ink of the Bay? They don't have hip hop people performing there, right? They don't. They've never had any hip hop that I've seen. It's always reggae stuff, right?
Mhm.
So, and then on top of that, there is there's no greater good that's gonna come off of the Ink of the Base success, if that makes any sense. So what I'm saying is this: with me performing, okay, with me supporting a professional MMA fight,
Mhm.
that's going to open up doors for local people who potentially could be the next what's that guy's name? Cain Vasquez, right?
Cain Vasquez, yeah. Cain,
Yeah, okay.
Cain Velasquez.
Cain Velasquez, yeah. I don't know what the guy's name is, but Cain, the big dude from San Jose, right? Um, that's going to open the doors for stuff like that. Ink of the Bay, though, what's that going to open up the doors for? If you sell out the Ink of the Bay event, what's going to open up the doors for people getting bad tattoos that they're going to want laser removed in the next 10 years? I mean, what is it going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no, your mic went off.
Sorry. Maybe it'll take a tagger or a graffiti artist from out the street. Maybe have them get paid by making some art for somebody.
Not one day, not one day at a convention center. No.
No.
These
But
tattoo
what we're
artists
talking
are
about
already
is the inspiration. We're talking about is the inspiration, and not only that, the
I mean, I guess, but I mean, people are. I don't know, bro. That's kind of a stretch right there, bro. I'm talking about things that directly benefit us, like in a major kind of a way, like a pro fight, or even an artist putting a song out that could maybe go viral and like me blow somebody up, something like that. But if somebody doing a tattoo at on a Saturday at Sherwood Hall, I mean, how is that really how are you gonna blow up off of that? Was it's gonna go viral? Somebody's gonna do a tattoo, something
oh
stupid.
yeah, no, I don't think I don't think it'll.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, there's not really. So that's why, like, the Ink of the Bay thing, I don't really support it. I mean, like, I'm talking about in a sense to where I'm gonna share it. Like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
tell people not to go. I mean, if you want to go have a good time. That's great. But I'm just saying, I don't really see no way, no, I don't see no reason why I think that I need to share that.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I guess
there's
the
no
only
local,
what I'm trying to.
there's no local rappers performing. It's all a bunch of, well, what I like to call, I don't know if this is even a phrase, might even be a little racist. I call it white boy reggae. I call it white boy reggae. When you got some revolution or some group like that, or some bunch of dudes with dreads and it's just it's not reggae. I mean, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
it's not
I think
reggae,
what
but
I'm
it's
trying
not
to get
reggae.
at
I
though,
don't know what it is. I mean,
what I'm trying to get at though, even though
it's not reggae.
cause for example, I don't care for tattoos, right? I don't have tattoos, uh, but I like art.
I got one, and then I was like,
Like
okay,
like what I
I
do.
mean, it's cool, but I mean, it's cool. It didn't really hurt. Like, it didn't
Yeah.
hurt that much. Like I could get a million more, but I just thought,
No,
I
in my
don't know,
case, I
man.
don't.
I don't really
In,
see what the big deal is. I just got one, and I was like, oh, okay. At least I
yeah,
got one.
no, in my case, I don't. I don't think the pain, the element of pain, had anything to do with my decision to never get tattoos. It's just that I'm a very good artist. Like I can actually draw very well, but I never was content with my own art. Right? Like for example, let's say that you oh no, let's say that I went to a mountainous region and I took a couple of charcoal pencils and a long white piece of paper or some canvas. I could draw the thing that's before my eyes. I could draw it very close or exact to it.
But could you draw the current state of hip hop?
No, so yeah. Man,
He's
that
like,
weed
wait a
is
minute,
hitting
hold on.
that weed is hitting Uh-oh, our
Yo, wait, yo,
mediators
Ricky.
here, the homie Ricky.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
What were you gonna say? He was gonna say exactly that. What does this have to do with hip hop?
Yeah, no, no, the state of hip hop. So I watched this YouTube channel. It's called Blackie Speaks, and
Blackie
he kind of just
speaks.
talks about anything hip hop music, rap related. And he's basically saying he was reading out some articles, maybe like a week or two ago, and he was basically saying how music companies no longer are investing money into upcoming artists that actually have talent, right? And investing money and building talented people's profile. Now
Hmm.
they're building people that are popular, right?
Well, of course, it's. I mean, that's the smartest thing that you can do.
Right. So
You
that's
know?
the smartest thing that you can do in terms
Yeah,
of,
as a business, as a business.
popularizing or exploiting a brand. But what happens in terms of the state of hip hop, the substance lacks, and people aren't listening to hip hop because there's nothing really relatable. Like, so for instance, right now, a lot of the topic is like on this young girl that's really attractive. Her name is Ice Spice, right, from New York. And
Yeah,
then a
I
lot of
know
people would even attribute it to like Cardi B and stuff. But you know, you have a lot of talented up and coming artists or people that are already established and have a cult following. But if these music companies, like, I don't even know which ones are the top tier companies now, but if they don't invest in talent, then the state of hip hop starts to deteriorate, right? And
No, I disagree. You know why? Because these companies never invested in talent. They've never invested in talent. They've always invested in what they think could make them some money. Like if you go back to I mean, okay, Ricky, how old are you?
29.
Okay, do you know what song? Do you know a song called "Ice Ice Baby" by Vanilla Ice?
Yeah.
Okay, that song was before your time, right?
Hmm.
It's a terrible song, right? It's a terrible song by a terrible artist, but at the time, some company invested money in him, not because he was talented, but because they thought they could make some money. So the music industry has always been doing that, right? But right now, my opinion is this: right now, there's so much great music being made, more than there has ever been. Any genre right now, you just have to go find it, right? If,
Right.
now, if you turn on the radio now, or if you turned on the radio 20 years ago, you would have heard terrible music. And if you turned it on 30 years ago, you probably would have heard the same thing. the radio industry the radio has been really messed up for a very long time. You know, it's always been ran by people with money, and people with money don't necessarily have good taste in music. You know, so right now, yeah, they're not investing in talent. They're not investing in anybody. They're investing in, oh, you got 50 million streams. Well, I know you have an audience, so let me invest in that. Now, um, it's the people that are messing up by not sharing the dope stuff. But then again, a lot of people didn't even know it's good. Here's another theory that I have, and I don't know if you guys agree with this, but I believe that about more than half of the people in this world are really stupid, right? Strength in numbers. There's more stupid people. I'm outnumbered, right? People making good music are outnumbered by stupid people. So the stupid music is always going to be more popular.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, no, that's a very good point, and it is
Always
very
gonna be
true.
more popular.
But what happens with the state of hip hop?
Oh
Like
man.
you said, everything is all about discovery. Like if you just go to the movie theaters, it's the same concept, right? You're gonna watch all these Marvel, DC superhero movies, and you're not gonna watch, let's say, the films like Magnolia, right? The cult favorites that are
Do you
really
know
good
who
and really
LP
rated.
is? Do you know who LP is, Ricky? LP EL-P.
LP?
Yes.
Nah.
What about Run the Jewels?
Run the Trolls?
Run the Jewels.
Run the Jewels. LP sounds familiar, but Run the
So
Jewels.
LP and Killer Mike. You know about Killer Mike?
Killer Mike sounds familiar.
Okay. What about Aesop Rock?
A Soft Rock.
Yeah, you never heard of him?
Yeah, no, he doesn't know. That's 20 years
A$AP
old, Cal.
Rocky. Okay, so the reason why I just threw those two guys in there, right, is because these guys are making hip hop at a super high level, right? Super duper duper high level, and they're independent, and they're pretty famous in their own right, right?
Yeah.
So if people want good hip hop, oh, you can go get it fast. You can go get it really fast. Go on your phone and you can get good hip hop right now. You just have to go look for it. Now,
Yeah, and everything is like
now,
that for reals.
now,
You have to
now,
look
now,
for things.
now, if you're gonna judge hip hop by what's on the radio,
Yeah,
oh
no.
man, oh man,
Yeah,
phew,
yeah,
hip hop is
yeah,
in shambles.
yeah,
But
yeah.
no, judge hip hop by the music that's come out in the last 20 years. And in the last 20 years, there has been some fantastic hip hop that's come out. And in the last 20 years, this is after the golden era. I'm talking about after the golden era because a lot of these hip hop purist guys, and there's a whole circle of those hip hop purists where they'll tell you that in the 90s the best hip hop ever came out. And I'm gonna tell you that a lot of a lot of classic hip hop came out of the 90s, and a lot of classic hip hops come out of the 2000s, and a lot of classic hip hop is going to continue to come out because there's so many people making hip hop, and it's
Mhm,
never going to stop.
mhm.
You're always going to have the good stuff, and you're always going to have the cornball stuff. You
Yeah.
might even have in between kind of stuff that's kind of like it's kind of artsy, kind of cornball, a little quirky maybe. I mean, there's so many different flavors. You just can't judge. That's like saying that all women cheat because your ex-girlfriend cheated on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's not what it is. All hip hop doesn't suck because Little Yachty's popular.
So what you're saying is that hip hop is healthy, but you ain't gonna know about it if you just listen to the radio. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. No, and that's true. Look,
yeah.
guys. You know I'm a big audiophile, right? I have about maybe 10,000, 12,000 vinyl records. I seek out music from all genres. Mostly, I like jazz and funk and soul. And I always say like this: if it's 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and if it shows a black person on the cover, it's gonna be good music. Of course, that's a shortcut. Obviously, that's a generalization, but that's if you have a few bucks and that's what they go for, buy it. If it's 60s, 70s. They are white guys with long hair, and they have a guitar in them. That's a nice southern fried country fried rock. You buy that stuff.
Like,
If yeah, if it says little something something and the something something, and they're brown faced individuals, and if likely maybe from California, Texas, you're buying that because that's going to be some nice, Latin soul, Mexican American, oldie stuff. But if you just listen to what's out on the radio, you never know that these artists existed. In fact, I know right now Cal has talked, I would say disparagingly about Vanilla Ice. Now, let me tell you something. Wait. Vanilla Ice had this song called Ice Ice Baby. And they took a sample, if I'm not mistaken, by Queen, one of their more famous songs. And
no,
they just took
Queen. I think it was
dum dum dum
Police?
dum 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 dum
Police?
dum dum.
Is
Oh,
it
the
the
beat?
Police?
Oh, the police. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's the
I
police.
don't know, but anyways, no, I know they.
No,
they,
wait.
They took some music and they made they
Yeah,
made that little
yeah, but I
movie
could
with it.
never rock with that song because it says it's talking about the guy, right? His name Ice Ice Baby, and he's talking about himself. Now, any song that's about that person, like let's say that song that's incredible, Snoop Doggy Dogg, what's my motherfucking name? I don't have it in my playlist because my name ain't Snoop Dogg. Right. So in my case, I always look for something that's more universal that invites me, but not tells me who they are and excludes me by just the fact that it's talking about another guy and it has nothing to do with me. It's just pushing me away. But here's the thing: Vanilla Ice has at least two songs, Cal, from his very first album that you'd be surprised. It's very good. In fact, he was talking about I don't know if they're called cucks, but they're like these whooped men.
Well, I
That
mean,
you
I
have
mean, I
to
guess
listen to it. It's a classic because
I
you'd be
mean,
like,
I'm not gonna sit here and say that you know that his whole album is trash. I've never listened to the
and
whole
no,
album.
wait, I did say two
I
songs though,
don't know.
so
I've
it's
never
pretty
no,
trash.
I don't know. I've never
Only two
listened to it, so
songs.
I couldn't sit here and say that. But what I can say is this. What I
Mm.
can say is this: that one song, Vanilla Ice. I mean, I don't even think he wrote it. I don't think he wrote it. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't.
Yeah, I think he
Way,
did.
but either way, here's the thing, bro. Is you know, I think a lot of musicians, right? If you make enough songs, I think everybody's capable of making, I think, a song or two that some people might.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? It
yes.
depends on how many songs you make. So yeah, I mean, was he capable of doing it? Yeah. Now, now, here's the thing. Vanilla Ice is a better rapper than Blueface.
I don't know who that guy is, but that sounds funny,
He
bro.
is. He could rap on beat way better than Blueface. Blueface is a modern rapper that's very popular. He's very popular guy. He's making a very nice living off of rap, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Now, when it comes to talent, does he have rapping talent? No, he does not. But you know, he's got. I guess he's got like some star qualities to him. You know what I'm saying? He's charismatic enough, handsome enough to make the girls like him and stuff. And he's popular. And he had like a real rocky relationship that they would go viral all the time. Him and his toxic relationship. I mean, man, it works for him, right?
Mhm.
Now, more power to him, right? For making it work in hip hop when he ain't even got the skills, right? He found his way, bro. And I'm not hating at all. I'm serious. I'm glad that like somebody was able to exploit that and make a living off of it. And that's what he's doing. He's
Well,
exploiting weakness in the game and he's making some money off of it. I'm like, hey, that's not his fault. He didn't create this hip hop thing or whatever that we're in, right? He didn't do that. He got lucky, found his little lane, and he's doing his thing, man. And it is what it is. Now,
because
you know,
they eat trash.
huh?
Because we let them eat trash.
Just let him. That's what people like, bro. They like the entertainment, bro. You know, they like entertainment, Herb. No, think about it, bro. Think about it. They like to be entertained, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, people might share something because it's entertaining, not because they like it.
yeah,
So here comes somebody like me, and I might release a song that's real artistic and has a message and all kinds of stuff, right? And that's all fine and dandy. But is it shocking enough, or is it going to get a laugh, or to make somebody want to share it? You know,
yeah,
and maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Now, am I going to start compromising my art to cater to that type of mentality? I'm not, you know. But I mean, some people do, and that's, hey, more power to you if you can find your little way in the thing. You know what I'm saying? Let them be trash, bro.
yeah.
You know,
So
let them be
you
trash. It
know,
is. I'll do my thing. They could do their thing. I stay in my lane. You know, I do I do the music that I'm comfortable making. You know, that I think sounds good, and that's all I can really do. And I mean, maybe when I'm gone, maybe 100 years from now, maybe somebody digs up my catalog and says, "Damn, who the hell was this dude?"
and by the way, Cal Paradox's catalog is quite deep. Again, I've known the man for about 2000 and around 2004. So yep, like around 20 years. And his catalog and his collaborations with others is quite vast. He's gone and done a lot of work. He's developed a crew of about how many members are in All City Bombers? Uh,
I think there's 9 of us. I don't know. I gotta take a count.
9 of us, and
I can
he
even
is,
talk about that too.
yeah, and he's able to have united all these folks, considering the fact that small town politics and disagreements have made it quite hard for anybody to really network and create those business and professional associations that would benefit everybody, just because of the unity and the shared experience of being musicians, struggling artists trying to make it out. Right now, one of the treasures of mine for the past few months has been this collaboration between Cal Paradox. I still call him Acapulco. I just love how that rolls off the tongue. Acapulco has networked with a battle MC of some renown. That was big back in the day. Member of the Thunder Hut from Santa Cruz, California, a crew that I used to listen to about 20 or so years ago in a local college radio station, KZSC. They would Although I heard about them when they would just hop on in the middle of the night, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, hip hop shows, and the broadcaster would allow them to just go up there and flow. And I was always enticed to go and freestyle with them over the phone. You could just call them over the phone and you could freestyle. But these guys were legends. Any of them could go 10 minutes nonstop and rhyme with a perfect execution. So Joe Cutter is a member of that. And I did not know this, but announced to me, I most recently, within the past 5 or so months, I developed an Instagram page for some work that I've been doing. And I ran into Cal, and every Wednesday he would release a new song by a group called Subaux, Subaux, which is Cal Paradox producing beats and Joe Cutter MC and freestyle battle artist legend would get together and come up with what is likely a new genre, which is skate rap. Now, me being so detached from hip hop for so long, because mostly I listen to other genres of music nowadays. And when I do listen to hip hop, it's going to be what I consider great stuff from all years, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000, whatever. I don't discriminate, but I'm very selective now with my hip hop. And every Wednesday, this man with his fellow MC, they drop a weekly song, and it's been doing that every Wednesday for months now. Subaux on Instagram. For anybody that likes to wake up on a Sunday and listen to something fresh, something wacky, something crazy, something lyrical,
Yeah, we got
something
music streaming.
symphonic.
Yeah, we got music streaming everywhere. Just look us up. You could Google us. You could go on Spotify, Apple Music,
Not
Subbox.
to
And
not to be
actually,
confused with Subbox, the drum and bass
the
guy.
drum and bass. Yeah, shout out to that dude, whoever he is. Too.
Yeah,
But
he's
yeah, we've
cool.
been dropping stuff, and I can see him trying to compete with us, trying to release stuff. And it's funny because like this dude just pops up out of nowhere, bro. Like I don't know where this dude came from. So
Dude,
I'm just like,
it's
whatever, bro.
crazy
We go
because
arm wrestle. We go
I
arm
got that
wrestle for the right
message.
to it, bro. I don't care. It don't
Yeah,
matter.
I subscribed. I subbed to that Subbox somehow because there's
Thinking that it
two,
was
and I get it, and I was like Subbox,
all
and I
good.
listen. I'm like, what is going on here? And look,
It's all
it's
good.
look,
Yeah,
check this out.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Cameo, the 70s and 80s, mostly 80s, funk group Cameo. You know, they released a song like last week, bro.
Oh yeah.
That was not Cameo.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Like on
Bro,
Spotify and Apple
anybody.
Music, anybody can drop music under any kind of name, and it doesn't really matter. It's crazy. Like it doesn't matter
Bloodstone.
if you legally own the name or not. They could just, I don't know. Spotify just has no chill. They're just like, yo, whatever you want to call
Bloodstone.
yourself. I'm gonna
Remember
put a
that
song out with Michael Jackson next week.
Dude, I swear it'll
Check out
work.
the new single with Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson is coming out. So
Man,
I don't know, bro. Like it's crazy how people do this stuff. Oh, but so anyways, yeah, we dropped I think like 14 weeks we went or something.
yeah.
14 tracks, I think 12 tracks. I don't know exactly how many, but I was like, you know what? We're going to do a timeout. I wanted to do it through the summer, mainly through the summer. I mean, we got all kinds of songs, but what we're doing is we're getting ready to drop the project in the next couple of months. It's probably going to be
What's it called?
Hall of Meat.
Hall of Meat by
of
Joe
Meat
Cutter or
by-
Subbox?
Subbox.
Subbox, okay.
Yeah, that's the name. So like we got music, you know, I got my own catalog, Cal Paradox. Joe Cutter has his own catalog too, Joe Cutter. And I mean we both got dope catalogs, but I'll probably for purposes of people being able to find it, I will probably upload it as, you know, it'll be like Cal Paradox, Subbox, Joe Cutter, and then Hall of Meat, you know?
Yeah,
For
yeah,
just
yeah.
proper purposes. But we are a group. It was and it you know, if you want to know how this even came into fruition, the Subbox thing.
Does it have to do with psilocybin?
No.
All right, tell us. A pound of weed. A pound of weed.
No, well. There's this. So I have I've been a fan. I've been a fan of Joe Cutter for a long time. I've always thought super dope, especially you know he's one of the locals, you know, and I've always thought he was like, you know, top tier. You know what I mean? Like one of the best, if not the best, right? There's not that many people that I even put in that level. So, anyways, you know, he was like, okay. So, anyways, I met him one time a long time ago in Santa Cruz through Pele. Back to Pele. Shout out to Pele. Pele had knew Joe Cutter. He used to go by KO Device. And I met him a long time ago, just one time in Santa Cruz, very briefly. Fast forward all the years, I see him battling online, grind time battles. There's a lot of grind time battles. I would watch him over the years.
True.
And I was just, you know, I was just on the sideline, just rooting for the dude that I thought was, I mean, and even at the time, at that grind time level too, I thought Joe Cutter was better than all these dudes. Like I would think, like, man, why don't they have him battle that? You know, they would have like main events, and I'd be like, why isn't Joe Cutter in any of these main events? Like, I just felt like there was some kind of like underground, like under like shade, some shade going on there. You know, like people not giving him the due, like as if he's not the dopest dude out there spitting some shit. You know. So, anyways, over the years, I've always thought he was dope, and then recently, in the last, I think 2 years. Year or two, whatever. You know what? I might have sent Joe Cutter a beat back in like 2015 or something, maybe. But anyways, nothing ever. We never really communicated. We never got to make a track together. And then recently, I just said, you know what? Let me just ask him. Like maybe I could produce a whole album for him, right?
Shit.
Well, because in the last couple of years, my production game kind of got stepped up like a lot, like in a major way. Like I've been making beats for a long time, but I wasn't able to make it as efficient as I am now. So now that I feel like I'm on this, like I'm on this pretty high level. I feel like I got a black belt now, right? I'm like, okay, I'm a black belt beat maker now, right?
You leveled up.
That's honestly how I feel. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start reaching out to artists and asking them if I could just produce an album for them. You know,
I just
so
fucking do it out the
so,
straight.
so Cutter was one of them. I reached out to Cutter, and I remember I wasn't sure how he was gonna take it because I haven't had a lot of communication with the guy. So I
Mhm.
remember I just reached out to him and I was just like, "Hey, bro, maybe I can make an album for you." I said, and I mean, I don't care about the money or the splits or the anything. I just want to know people to know that I made the beat, And
Mhm.
and then he hit me back and he was like, yeah, yeah, let's do it. Start sending me beats. So it took us a while. We went back and forth. I was sending him beats. He was picking the ones that he liked, and then what ended up happening was we ended up linking up and recording some stuff. I ended up going out to San Jose because Cutter doesn't drive. Um, so I went out there. And we recorded some stuff. And then, yeah, next thing you know, we decided that we'll become a group called Sabox, which Cutter came up with the name. He had the spelling a little bit different, but I wanted to spell it ox with like auxiliary,
Yeah,
because
yeah, that's what I thought it is.
yeah, it is. But he wanted
Oh,
to
okay.
spell it a little bit different. But I just thought, it would look better a certain way. Now the name he gets, Subox, he gets the name from. It comes from there's this drug that they give people who are dependent on opioids. It's called
Oh,
it's called Suboxone.
ah,
It's called Suboxone.
clever. Why
So
did
if
you
you so
decide to do that? I don't know you to be a hardcore opiate user.
well, that's the thing with Joe Cutter is he's a recovery. He's in recovery. So he's had
Oh,
lifelong struggles with opioids, and
shh.
and I guess Suboxone helped him out. So
Wow.
so now we're looking at it like or he was looking at it like he wanted to name the group that Subox.
Oh,
So
Cal, sorry to interject, but we have a couple of commenters, a couple of our dedicated listeners. We love these guys, by the way. Mr. Larry Liston, a while back, not too sure when he wrote this, but he states, "My stepfather was a stage manager, so I had the pleasure of meeting Fat Joe at the height of his success. I also met 50 Cent. Joe was real humble and down to earth." That's amazing. Because
that's dope.
most people, when especially Fat Joe, when he talks about how he was growing up, he was a thug. He was a mean dude. He was a
Oh
bully.
yeah,
But it's good. It's good to know that at least he respected you with. He treated you with some humility and humbleness, Mr. Liston. Um, Eric Batista says, "Under pressure" from Queen. So guess what, Cal? See, I know my samples, man. It's
it
Under
was Queen.
Pressure from yeah. And
Okay.
look, I'm a big fan of
Yeah, I
Queen.
didn't know, but like I said though, I was like, I'm not sure. I was like,
Yeah,
I think it's
I
police. I
love
don't know, man.
I love Queen. I love Queen. Um so Cal, listen, the homie
No,
Ricky,
two things.
yeah, you're gonna
Um,
end it.
I might have to log out of work, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna try something. And when I shut down, I'm not gonna end the broadcast, so you guys can continue if you guys want to put samples and beats. But just be mindful that if I do log out, just out of work, and I close my computer and I pack away, I think the broadcast should still continue. But if there is a case, it might drop off and it could end by itself. I'm not too sure, but we're
No
gonna try
worries.
it even as I log off. But I wanted to
Yeah.
say something, Cal, before you guys continue. You said something like maybe in 100 years from now that maybe somebody runs into your catalog, runs into your page, and starts listening to your music, and they vibe with it. So do you feel like certain hip hop that has to be discovered rather than being in the forefront? Do you think that you are a victim of time, or certain artists are a victim of time in terms of what should be marketed and pushed out there in terms of these established companies that are just looking to make profit and lucrative?
Wow. What an
Well,
articulate
well,
question. I
well,
love
well. I
that.
just, I just want to say this. I just want to say this. Um, There's a song by Aesop Rock. I think it's called Lucy. You know what song I'm talking about, her?
Aesop Rock, Lucy.
Anyways, I'm gonna break it down like this. In the song, the song is about an artist named Lucy who is a brilliant artist who paints portraits, and she started writing on the concrete with crayons, whatever. She's a great artist, right? She never made it famous, right? And then like basically she's on her deathbed and somebody asked her if she felt like, a certain kind of way because she never made it or whatever. And she was like, no, you know why? She was like, no, I feel great. I did everything that I wanted to do and I did it the way that I wanted to do it. So I feel cool with that. And she died happy. Didn't give a shit about being famous or making it or anything like that, or not making the money off of it or anything like that. So it all depends on the motivation on why you make the music. For me, my motivation is the art, and because it's like therapy. You know what I'm saying? Like I love to make the music, so I'm gonna make the music. Now I don't feel the victim, no, because at this point, with technology being what it is, I'm able to make the music on my own terms.
Hmm.
I don't need. If I was in the '70s, I would need a record label to sign me for me to go and make my songs. You know, um, right now where we're at with technology being so cheap and everything, and me being kind of knowledgeable on what pieces I can buy that save me money, right? I can make it on my own terms. Everything that I want to do. Now, if I got signed by a record company, they might want me to make different types of music that I might feel a certain kind of way about. So no, I don't feel a victim of anything, bro. Right now, it's a great time for hip hop. I think it's the greatest time ever. You know, for for human beings. Period. You know, I mean,
You know,
I don't know, bro. There's a lot of good things happening in the world. You just have to know where to look. And if you think you're gonna find it, on the radio or with these mainstream media and stuff like that, you're probably not gonna see a lot of that stuff.
mhm.
If it bleeds, it leads. They want that's what sells. That's what they're gonna show you. They're not gonna show you, the good deeds that go on, all the time. They're not going to show you that. They're going to show you the bad stuff because that's what's interesting. Just like the music. They're not going to. I mean, but here's the thing with the music though. It comes in waves. We had a moment in hip hop where everybody was all conscious,
Yeah,
and then it got to the dumb stuff. I think it just goes like this. It
yeah.
goes
Well, it does.
conscious,
It does,
and then,
Cal.
and then it goes to the dumb stuff. I'm talking about in a sense of what's popular. I'm
Yeah.
not talking
Well,
about just as a whole. I'm
well,
talking
in
about
general.
what the masses are paying attention to is what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. At the
Well,
moment,
there is
at the moment.
there's this concept. It's the ebb and the flows, right? And everybody has a turn. You don't know when it's your turn to shine. Like for example, in boxing, we're having a I guess you can say a renaissance. Most recently, there has been the ascendancy of the Dominican fighters, the people from Dominican Republic, a lot of them from Santo Domingo, a lot of trainers from Cuba who left the island. They escaped the island and they made it to the adjacent little islands of Haiti and Dominican Republic. They take some fighters right there. They see the talent. They exploit their skills, and then they've made them champions. For the, I guess in the past year or two, they've had at least three champions created or contenders. It is incredible. A few years before
But
that, it
why
was
though? But why? You
Argentinians.
know what? Let me tell you something.
We
I'm
don't
not into
know.
boxing. I'm not into boxing like that, right? But I'm just gonna make a guess, and you guys tell me if I'm close or not.
Mm,
Now, there's a reason why there wasn't no boxers there for a long time. Maybe they didn't have the right promoters on the island.
yeah. Um,
I bet you recently in the last 10 so years or something, some big promoters got in touch with some gyms over there and they started to pump their fighters up because now they have representation. It's just like
well,
hip hop. It's just like
it's
hip hop, bro.
it's a
You
little
have
like that.
you have the guys like me, right? Let's say I'm a Dominican guy. Let's say I'm on my own little island, kind of like that. I don't have representation, right?
Hmm.
But if I
It's a,
did, but if I did, well, then maybe I would be in a championship bout, right? So I'm just
it's a
saying, I'm
strange
just saying, like, bro, like
thing.
there's similarities with a lot of stuff that we don't really see how it's similar, you know? Like
Yeah.
money controls a lot of the stuff, and that's usually what it is. It's money, it's contacts, right? It's who you know what I'm saying? It's connections, it's opportunity. I mean, there's a lot of things that play into it. Now, me in my situation, I mean, I have more advantages than a boxer though, because I could stream music and I could throw it out there to maybe get found. But a poor boxer, if they don't give you a fight, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
don't get a
And
fight, bro.
it's
So it's
just
like,
when it's
so
your
go
turn,
ahead,
Cal,
go
you
ahead.
have
Just
to
a heads
know.
up, I'm about to log off, but the broadcast should still continue. Just a heads up, if it does, like I'll be out for like about 5-10 minutes, then I'll come back in. But just a heads
If
up in case it dropped off.
Right.
well, just in case, homie Ricky, don't feel the pressure to hold up a show. Well, I think you saw anyways. But yeah, so Cal, going to that thing, right? The thing is this, right? The sun shines on you, uh, and you never know when it's your time. You just have to be conscientious and aware that it's your time, and don't miss out on the opportunity. And these Dominicans, they had that opportunity. The Argentinians had the opportunity. They were dominant and getting a lot of attention. Uh, and the things just changed. Like, for example, I don't listen to this music, but I know that there's these famous youngsters of Mexican American descent that played that, like that. They're not Mexican corridos kind of thing, but it's more like, a new type of music that they play with a simple guitar, maybe just a bass, and it's almost like hip hop related. And in fact, they're just blowing up like Peso Pluma and all these cats,
Yeah,
and then all
they're
these
really
rappers.
big.
Yeah, they're
They're really
and then
big.
yeah, and then it just comes out of nowhere, something fresh, and they realize it that it's their once opportunity, and they exploit it. And now everybody wants to hop on them. Know when it happens. You just have to be aware of it. And the most important thing, right, that we have to respect about people such as yourself is that you're not afraid to bet on yourself. You're not afraid to be patient, and you are not blinded enough to let an opportunity pass you by. I understand that you're an independent artist, but I imagine if your turn came, you'd be wise enough to recognize it and run for it, right? I mean, you don't
Well,
want to stay an independent artist forever, do you? I mean, if you could blow up and change the game.
I mean, if some company reached out to me
Mhm.
and they wanted to like work with me, and I mean, it would have to be on my terms, like but here's the thing though. I do realize that that they're gonna be putting money and stuff like that. So I mean, I don't know, bro. If at at the point that a company reaches out to me, right, then I already have a market pretty much. So why would I even need them? You know
Well,
what I mean? Like that.
do
Like
we
like
have a
like like,
market here?
like Ricky said, right? Like Ricky said, he was saying about how these companies aren't investing in talent; they just want the numbers. I mean, that's exactly what it is. They just want the numbers. Now, now, would I partner up with maybe a local indie label that didn't want to give me some money up front, but they wanted to like, they wanted to like work with me and build and stuff like that? Well,
Mhm,
I mean, well then, if I could maybe own my masters, or at least most of my masters, my publishing,
mhm,
I want to be
mhm.
able to just own it. Or if they wanted to pay somebody wanted to pay me up front, but they wanted to own my publishing, I mean, I would be willing to sell an album or two, you know. But I wouldn't sign no 360 deal for like 4 or 5 albums or anything like that, bro. I mean,
That's
that's
funny that you
something stupid,
mentioned
bro.
that
That's
you're.
something
It's
stupid.
funny that you mentioned the 360 deals because
Yeah.
uh, one of the biggest promotions in boxing right now, uh, and especially here in the United States of America, has some of the hottest, more talented, and well-renowned fighters. And the rumors have been for a long time that because a lot of these fighters are not as active as others, that the reason why they're inactive and the reason why those fighters don't take on certain fights or even exclude themselves from fights in other promotions that will pay them more is because this company has a, a stranglehold over them because of the 360 deals. Now, and
You know
that's
what that
funny
is?
because
You know what it is?
everybody's being fucked over by somebody. Somebody's
You know what it
exploiting
is?
and corrupting others.
You know what it is? A 360 deal?
Yeah. You base it to a certain extent. Everything, even the mentioning of your name, gets that company paid a cut.
They get a cut out of everything.
You're basically a
And that's
slave for the
what
rest of your life.
and that's what a lot of I mean, right now where we're at, right? People are making money off of social media. People are making money off of endorsements. People are making money off of all kinds of stuff. So these companies, yeah, they're like, you know what? If we're gonna give you $1 million deal, well, then we want some of our money back too. So yeah, we're gonna sign you to a 360 deal. I mean, it makes sense, bro. I mean, if they're putting money out like that, they want to make
Well,
sure that
it's
the money comes back. It's like a loan, they're only going to give you a loan if you got good credit. You know what I'm saying? So the record company is only going to give you something if you know that they're going to get it back. I mean, it's common fucking sense, bro. Would you loan somebody money without a job? I mean, I don't think you loan some dude money without a job. I wouldn't. I wouldn't loan somebody money if I knew they didn't have a job. It's the same thing. They
somebody.
don't loan money if they know they're not going to get it back. So anyways, back to that 360 deals. Um, that's what everybody's signing right now. A lot of these guys, that's what they're getting them on. But the way it used to be back in the day, it wasn't like that. Back then, they would just screw you on your publishing, and they would
Yeah,
own much most of your publishing. So like they would pay you up front, and then you would never own your publishing. And I mean,
yeah,
even
yeah.
now with 360 deals too, they're even screwing you over on the publishing, and they're getting money off of everything else that you do.
Yeah,
So
you know what?
I would never, I would never sign a 360 deal like that. No, hell no. Now, no,
But see, a lot of the time they get it because they're illiterate, right? A lot of these people can't read legalese, and they tell them, "Oh, no, listen, no, it's all this. It's very simple. It just says that you're gonna get
but
this cut and blah blah blah," and they
nobody's gonna
sign
read
you.
everything. Nobody's gonna read everything, and then nobody. Not,
Exactly,
a lot of people don't hire lawyers. That's
exactly.
the other thing
And
too. Is just a lot of
you know
people
that
don't hire
famous
lawyers.
case, right, where what was it, TLC or something like that? That big one where TLC came on, they won some kind of an award, and they took that time to talk about the award, basically to let
Yeah,
the
yeah,
world know how fucked up. Yeah, and then Left Eye, the one who got killed, she went into that she made that video, and when she actually died making that video over there in like Costa Rica or Salvador or whatever the part of the
yeah,
world was, uh, Guatemala or whatever. I think it was Nicaragua. But anyways, she said, "Look, this is how they get you. They call it a deal, but it's not a deal. It's a loan.
yeah.
And the
It's a loan.
loan, yeah, in
Yeah,
the
that's what I
loan,
said. Yeah, it's a
yeah,
loan.
in the loan, what they do is they front you this money, but that money, once you try and claim it, they say, well, we had to pay the musicians, we had to pay the studio time, we had to pay, the recording time, we reserved this thing, we had to pay these A&Rs, we had to pay the radio stations to play your music. You owe us.
You didn't hear
You owe
about. Have
you
you
know
heard the story? Have you heard the story about Puff Daddy? What he did to one of his artists with his Bentley? I forget which artist it was. It was some rapper he was talking
Is
about.
he
He
the
was
guy who
signed,
tried to give him a car?
no, 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 no. So some rapper was signed to Bad Boy. He was signed to Bad Boy. Forget which rapper it was. But
Yeah,
anyways, he was signed to Bad Boy. So he's like, okay, his album's about to drop. They're gonna film a video, right? So Puff's like, um, we're gonna film your video, and you know what? I'm gonna bring out the Bentley or whatever, right? And this and that. And the guy was thinking, hell yeah, I'm signed to Bad Boy. We're gonna have Puff in the video with the Bentley and this and that. So boom, they film the video. The album comes out. So then I guess time passes by where his accounting, it gets down to, okay, well, here's how much money you're gonna get paid off of your album, because it does take like a year or two later.
yeah,
That's a lot of the times why they would give them an advance. They would give you an advance because they know that that you're not gonna get your first check until like a year after the album comes out because they need
Yeah.
to see how it performs for the first year. You get like a check every year, kind of shit. So, anyways,
Yeah.
so now it comes time. Boom. The breakdown. Okay, how much money did you get? How much money did we make? All this other stuff. And he's looking because there's just like there was a bunch of money missing. He's like, where did all this money go? He's looking on the thing. He's looking at it, and Puff Daddy charged him to be in the video. That was one of
Wow.
Puffy charged him to be in the video, and he also charged
Wow.
him for the Bentley. So he charged. Okay, so I'm charging you, and then this is nothing that they didn't agree on that. Puffy was just
Wow.
like, "Yo, I'm gonna be in the video." Woo, 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 woo. And it comes into, he was like, "What the fuck?"
He was charging for his appearance.
He charged you for his appearance, but he's the fucking label owner.
Wow.
Like,
Wow. Wow. It's a
fuck?
shady game, bro,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, and then no, but with the TLC,
And then he took him to one of those famous pool parties.
yeah, probably.
Hey, bro.
Yeah,
Hey, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
hey, but with those TLC chicks though, I mean, a big part of it too is this, bro. You know who? Okay, with the publishing, it's split. It's split two ways. Whoever
Mm.
made the music gets 50%. Whoever wrote and sang the lyrics, right? They get like 50%. So basically, whoever sang or wrote and then whoever performed, there's two sides to the publishing. Right? So TLC, they're not producing the
Wow.
instruments, they're not making the music. So right off the bat, you
Oh.
can just take half that money right off the bat, throw it over there, right? Now you got three chicks splitting 50%. But the only thing is they're not splitting 50%.
Nope.
You know, they're whoever owns the publishing. So when they signed their deal, they probably signed away their publishing in the deal, not realizing that they signed it over. So then when the check
Wow.
comes, they might have only like a very small percentage of the publishing, or points. They have a point system that with the records. Anyways, it's a very little percentage when you start breaking down where all the money's going and stuff, and that's why they got broke off, and because they were on bad deals. Because they signed bad deals. Because you find a hungry artist, and the hungry artist, you show a hungry artist a check for 20,000. Here's a check for 20,000. They're like, oh shit, yeah. What do I sign? I'm gonna go buy a
Wow.
big ass chain. Where do I sign? I'm gonna buy a fucking gigantic chain right now. Yeah, let me sign that. It is
Yeah,
it is what it
that
is,
is
bro. Puffy even fucking Biggie before Biggie died, he had sold a bunch of his publishing to Puffy. like while Big was waiting for his money to come in, because like I said, it takes you a while to get your first checks. While he was waiting for money to come in and he was struggling, fucking Puff Daddy threw a messed up deal at him and got him to sign over a bunch of his publishing.
wow. Wow, that's horrible. Yeah, yeah, right.
And
What
that
a
was
timely,
man,
what
that
a
was
timely day, right? What
Huh?
a timely deal. So timely.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've been hearing a lot is that I don't know if you know this, but being a being a rapper is one of the most deadly professions in the United States, right? I mean, you can work in construction, building skyscrapers for 20 years, and maybe if you're unfortunate, you might not harness yourself well. You
No,
fall off, and then you
I don't
dead.
agree. I don't agree with that. I think the rappers that are getting killed. I mean, think about listen to their music, bro. Go
No,
back
no, no. I
and
know,
listen
I
to the
know.
music of these guys getting killed.
Yeah, but they're
Their
making them.
music is all murder, 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 kill, kill,
Yeah, yeah,
kill,
yeah.
killed, and it's like, oh,
But that's what
oh,
we. But that's what the people want,
Johnny
though.
was a good boy.
Yeah. But
Johnny
that's the
grew up
thing, though.
such a good boy.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's the
look
thing,
at
though.
the
The
fucking
reason
about.
the reason they make this music, though, is because that's what the people are demanding, right? That's why their videos got the million hits and everything. Whatever it is, I don't listen to that, but a lot of people do. So
Well, you know why?
these guys,
'Cause I
these guys
told you
get
we're
hot for like
outnumbered.
2 or 3 years,
Yeah,
and next
because
you
we're
know they're
outnumbered.
dead, huh?
Yeah, because we're outnumbered by stupid people. Remember I
Yeah,
told you earlier?
yeah.
We're
But so
outnumbered
these
by
guys,
stupid people. So
these guys have this. These guys get hot in a short time frame, and they get murked. Now, it is one of. I mean, again, you can be a construction
Yeah,
worker
but they're
climbing up
walking through
ladders
the
and
jungle.
never an
But they're
issue.
walking through the jungle with stakes wrapped around their neck. You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
mean,
yeah. All of
well,
that.
you know, and then
Damn.
they get bit by a lion, and people wonder why. You know, it's like, bro, we live in Salinas, California, bro. You know, there has been a lot of crazy shit here throughout the years. Um,
Hmm.
situations that were avoidable that I avoided. I'm good, bro. I mean, it depends on how you interact with people. It depends on where you put yourself. I'm not running around strapped up.
Yeah,
You know,
with a
I
chain
had,
around
I
your
had somebody,
neck.
I had um, this one guy telling me how he's got all kinds of guns and all kinds of weapons and stuff, and then he was like, "Oh, you don't own a gun? How are you gonna protect your family?" And I'm like, dude, it's not like that, bro. Like we live in America, bro. It's not really that bad here, bro. It's not really that bad. It's really not that bad here. Where you know,
Damn, bro.
armed to
Compared to
the teeth.
who?
You need to be all armed to the teeth, waiting for
Compared to who though? Compared
wait.
to
They're gonna
Canada or
break
what?
the door down and rape me right now. They're
Yeah,
gonna.
yeah, yeah. I
Come
know.
on,
But
bro.
in
Like,
what part of the world do they do that? In
we
what part
live
of
in
the world do?
America, bro. It ain't that bad over here, bro. Now, are there areas that get broken into? Yeah, but when they break into your house when you're not home. That's when people break into your shit. When do people break
Yeah.
into your car? When you're asleep. And why do
Um.
they do that? Because nobody wants confrontation. Nobody's walking around, with confrontation in mind. Even the criminals, they're not walking around like that. The criminals are
Yeah, I
walking
think
around
they
in
are.
America. Bro, the criminals in America, now the people who are walking around raping and killing people are like serial killer psychopath people. And those people, I mean, you never know who the hell that could be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You never know who the
Um.
hell that could be. So that's what you need to be protecting yourself from. You
So,
know?
so, so, but going to that thing that I was bringing up, though, the reason why I was bringing up the fact that being a rapper nowadays is very deadly.
It's
Check this
not.
out.
It's
Well,
not.
yeah, I guess you say in your case it's
It's not
not, but I
deadly.
say it is.
It's not
But check
deadly.
this out, though.
Look at
Wait, 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 wait,
being
wait,
an
wait.
idiot. Being an idiot is deadly. Let me say
But
that.
check this out,
And
though.
it
What I'm
doesn't
trying to
matter
get
if
at is
you're a
this.
rapper or not. You could be a doctor and you could be an idiot, and that's deadly.
Yeah,
You
let me tell you what I'm trying to say, though. So
PhD.
the rumor has it that some of these labels or the guys that contract these rappers, they get insurance on their lives. They get life insurance. And next you know,
I
as soon as
mean,
they get
I
hot,
mean,
they
bro,
dead.
if I was managing some rapper named Little, I'm gonna shoot you in the face. Yeah, I'm gonna get Little. I shoot you in the face. I'm gonna get life insurance on him, bro. Yeah, I
But
would
what I'm
too,
saying
bro.
is,
That's a
can't
good
these
bet.
guys be
No, that's a
fucking
good bet.
smart? Can't these
That's a
guys
good
be
bet.
smart enough to understand? Listen, you don't let another person get life insurance on you. You get the damn life insurance for your damn self. Like, why you gotta give your hand, dude? That's the equivalent of basically making a deal with the devil. You signed your life to the devil. Like, you just told somebody, yes, you can profit from my death. You basically have power over whether I live or not, because regardless of what happens, if I live, guess what? I'm not paying for the life insurance, and if I die, I'm not paying for the life insurance, but you're getting paid for it. I mean, I would never, I
I
would
mean,
never.
Walmart does that.
What does what?
Walmart takes out life insurance policies on their workers.
Yep, there you go.
They're called dead peasant policies.
That you know.
Yeah, that's what it's a corporate term. It's called dead peasant policy.
Wow.
It's a DPP. It's a dead peasant policy. Well, I mean, fucking numbers game, bro. If I got 10 million employees and I know every year fucking 80,000 of my 10 million employees are going to die, right? If I buy so many policies, statistically, some of them are going to hit. If they hit, well, then they're going to pay for the other policies that didn't hit. And then eventually, if I could make a profit off of that, well, then fuck it. Why the fuck not? It's a
And they
numbers
already
game.
have everything calculated. They already know the life expectancy of certain people. That might actually influence what the age range of the people that they
Yeah,
hire are. All
yeah.
that shit. It's fucking
They have
astute.
they have
Algorithms.
statistical algorithms, and they have statistical data that's helping them calculate who to buy a policy on.
Is it an algorithm or a logarithm?
Whatever it is they have number crunchers figuring the fuck out who to bet on.
Fuck, bro. That's some
Well,
fucking
because
horrible shit.
put it like this: if you have, well, it's a okay. If you have somebody who statistically isn't supposed to die and they die, it's a bigger payout.
Win-win, bro. How do I
It's
get
a
in that
bigger
door, bro? How do I get in that
if
fucking
you
door?
have some 22-year-old kid, 22-year-old clean bill of health, has a heart attack and dies, right? Walmart had a policy on him. I'm pretty sure the payout's pretty big on that. Because here's a young 22-year-old male, nothing should have happened to him. He had a heart attack, he died, boom. Now Walmart gets
Yo, you're
2 million
giving
bucks.
me some ideas, man. You're creating a monster right here, bro. Come on. I think I just found a way to make cash money.
Yeah,
No, man, I don't want I'm not gonna be that guy. But man, you just
yeah.
made me so um
I mean, you can get a life insurance policy on anybody. You can get one on anybody in the world. It doesn't matter um whether you know them or not. They don't even have to they don't even have to sign it. Anybody can
hey
get a life insurance policy on somebody else, bro.
shh,
It's just who do you want to bet on who's
wow.
gonna die before you? You know,
Shh.
that's what you're betting on. Who's gonna die before me? It's crazy, bro. But anyways, no, I mean, a problem in the in hip hop communities or whatever, or in the culture, whatever, modern culture, whatever you want to call it, American pop culture, whatever, is I think people are too quick to blame the government for stuff. like I think the government's dirty as hell and they keep a lot of shit from us, right? But I don't think that the government burned down Maui, bro. I mean, what do you think? You think
Look, okay.
burned
All
down
right.
freaking Maui? Like, what do you think, bro?
Boom.
Where does this
Okay.
stop? Like, where does
I'm
the
gonna tell
bullshit
you, okay.
stop, bro? Like, for real.
I didn't want to go into politics. I didn't want to go into politics, right? I didn't want to go into the paranormal, parapolitical, paraplegic. I didn't want to go into any of that, right? Because here's the honest thing, Cal.
Hey,
Uh,
hold on, real quick. I'm gonna let my dog in there.
let me see what he does.
You guys want to come inside? Come on. Hey, check out my dog.
Let me see. That's fucking funny, bro. What's
Yeah,
that guy's name? Look at that guy.
this is Tish. Her name is Morticia.
Morticia.
Yeah.
But I saw more dogs. Who
Oh yeah,
them?
I got 3 of them. This is Tish.
Who them boys?
This is Monty right here. This is Monty. This is the mascot. This is the All City Sound Bombers mascot. Monty.
Goody.
Come here,
Like,
Lola.
check this out. I'm not too sure if you can see.
And this is the 3rd one. This is my other daughter. Her name is Lola. She's big.
And this is Cutie right here. This
Say hi,
is
Lola.
Cutie.
Say
But I'm
hi,
not
man.
too sure.
Yeah.
So that's cool, man. So look,
My
look,
kid.
check this out. So
Let them in. They wanted to come back here.
you and I, we used to have these deep conversations about politics. In fact, for a very long time, I've been trying to encourage you to run for local politics. I told you that you'd have my earnest dedication to help you out.
That could be the chain smoking mayor.
The chain smoking mayor. You know who the chain smoking man was?
mayor.
Remember the cigarette smoking man? That's who you want to be.
Nah, but not cigarettes though. Not just
So and
chain smoking.
and there came a moment, Cal, where I just got turned off the politics so much, right? First,
Well, the Trump overload, bro. It was like everywhere you turned, everywhere you heard, everywhere it was just always like, oh man, it got annoying, man. I've been in
Yeah,
politics for a long time too, but it became overwhelming because people like it was too much of boxing each other in. It was like,
yeah,
oh, you like so and so that means you know
yeah.
A B C D E and F, and it's just like no, it's not like that. It's like you could like Trump, and you could like this, what is it, by Biden? I mean, oh man, even though I get, yeah, it's so terrible to, these guys are both just, they're both terrible, both of them. I didn't vote for either one of them ever. So just to put that out there, just to let that be known, I've never voted for him. I didn't vote for either of them. But yeah, bro, just that's what it was, bro. I got turned off from it too. No, but local politics though, there's things that I see that piss me off, and I'm just like, man, somebody needs to try to
And
fix this
I've
stuff.
always
This
told
stuff like
you,
that can be fixed. Like the local stuff, it can be fixed locally. You know, it can. I mean, I'm not talking about shutting down an oil pipeline or anything like, like stuff like that happens thousand miles away. Talking about something happens here in our backyard.
yeah, but yeah, no. So local politics are the ones that matter the most because they impact us the most, and they impact us the most directly. I've always encouraged you to run for politics. You've never taken me up on that. I told you I'd help you. I'm pretty sure we could come up with a plan to.
If you
Uh,
want me to run, I told you, if you want me to run, you find a way to put me on the ballot and I'll run. I just don't know how to put myself on the ballot when it comes to paperwork and all that
I
other
think I
stuff.
got you the fucking forms.
Terrible and all that. That's what I'm telling you. You can send me the forms all day. I'm not gonna fill them out, man. I hate that kind of stuff, bro. I
Motherfucker,
hate
you want
filling
me?
out
Wait, wait,
forms,
wait.
bro.
You want
I got
me?
ideas. I got ideas, and I got drive. But when it comes to all that formalities, all that little stuff like that, bro, I can't do
Okay,
anything.
so the whole world just heard that if I get the forms and submit them, of course you have to sign. You have to
I'll
sign
run.
them. You're
Yeah,
gonna put yourself on the ballot. All right, all right. There
I'll
you go.
run.
So
I'll run for mayor of Salinas
yeah,
and
so
and
going back
and,
to
and
the
dog
question.
snacks for everybody if I win.
So you asked me a question. You said, "Do I believe the government started the fires in Maui?" Um,
Yeah,
the thing is this, Cal. I imagine the I imagine the impossible can be possible. I imagine the probable can be the likely, but at the same time, I don't know because it's been years. Like you said, the Trump and nowadays Biden uh, overwhelming reportage of news has just like it's just been so it's been such a turnoff that I don't know anything about what's going in the world right now. I don't have time for it. Look, it's like this. Look, I see so many things that are good in my life that I like to focus on them, and there are enough bad things in my life, not necessarily in my life, but in my surroundings, that I don't have time to worry about the problems of the world at large, right? Like,
you
um,
gotta just let him eat trash.
yeah, letting me trash. Exactly. So I barely found out that Maui had burnt up not that long ago, like a couple of days ago, and I guess it happened like 2 weeks ago. I'm so behind. um I found out like maybe a year after it happened that President Biden had stopped. He was in the middle of a speech, and he stopped speaking to chase after an ice cream truck. I don't know what the hell an ice cream truck. I don't know what an ice cream truck was doing, but it went like right in back of him, and he chased after it, and people were left standing like, "Where's he going, bro?" So look, I'm so out.
You got
out
triggered, bro. You got triggered back into his like when he was like 10. He was like ice cream. Like I gotta go. He's like, hey
no,
Joe, come back here. And they're like, get your ass back here.
yeah,
You
and
got
here's the thing,
triggered,
Cal.
bro.
Like when I see things like that, right? Because it always happens way after the fact. And in fact, I've had a couple of my coworkers they tell me, "What do you mean you don't know what's going on?" I really don't, because I don't listen to the news. I have such a busy life. Sometimes I'm taking the kids to the park to throw the ball. I'm popping pop flies at them so they can catch them. I'm teaching the other one how to throw curveballs. I take the other one to boxing. The other one I'm helping learn how to cook. I do all kinds of stuff. I don't have time to worry about what other people are
You
eating,
don't
whether
have
they're
time
eating
to worry
trash.
about the government burning down Maui.
Let it be trash. No,
They're
so
gonna burn down. They're gonna burn down California next,
yeah. So speaking
and
of
then and
which,
then and then it's gonna be New York, and then it's gonna be
well,
and then
speaking of which,
they're gonna
check
burn
this
down
out.
Atlanta, and they're gonna burn down everywhere just so they can take it over.
Well,
Damn
check this out
government.
though. Here's the thing. Now that you're talking about it,
Yeah,
I
I'm joking. You know I'm joking,
of
right?
course, of course, of
Yeah,
course,
you
of
gotta
course.
let
So
everything listen. No, they're not gonna burn everything down.
yeah, no, I went yesterday to the local park, and even before we got over there, the mountains looked, foggy. Even though yesterday was a very pleasant and actually pretty hot day. It was for the area, which right here we call 83 degrees hot. So, anyways, the mountains looked a bit dim and blurry, and of course, the first thing I thought is that maybe there was a lot of dust, but it looked like smoke, but it didn't smell like smoke. So today, the day was just overcast throughout the whole day. And now, the way that you know that there's a fire around you is that when the sun starts to set, the whole world has this orange hue over it. The clouds, the houses, the fog just looks a bit orange. So I said, okay, that looks like we have a fire nearby. Well, I Googled to find out if we had any fires nearby. It turns out that we do have fires going on. Um, I don't know how long they've been going on because I don't follow the news, but there are some over there in Trinity counties up north or something like that. Maybe Mendocino, Humboldt, or whatever. There's a fire over there, and the state of Oregon is also lit. So the wind patterns travel down into California, and it's reaching us. Now, how long these fires have been going on, I don't know, but there is fires going on. That's why it looks like this right now. But I would never have noticed. I mean, I would never have discovered whether they're making a big deal about these fires or not because I don't follow the news. I discover things basically like I
But you know
discover
what?
people that I
Hey,
know.
Herb. Hey, Herb, but let me tell you something, bro. I'm gonna tell you something that you might not realize, right? And all the listeners out there, right? I
Was
want
that?
everybody. I want everybody to know
Yeah.
there's this thing that's been going on for like a long time. It's called fire. Fire happens sometimes in nature. It's a natural occurring thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm playing on fire, bro. There's no way we're ever gonna cure fire. I'm gonna hashtag cure fires.
Well, how about this? How about this?
Hey,
Do you know
hashtag
there's
hashtag cure
arsonists?
fires.
Hey, there's arsonists though.
No, I know there is. I know there is,
It
but
could have started by an arsonist.
I know it could have. But it could have also started naturally too.
Like what so Cal, I don't know nothing about Hawaii, right? What is it? I always imagine it
I
to be
don't know.
humid.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know anything about Hawaii either.
Mhm.
But what I do
You
know
said
is
it right. You said it Hawaii. You accentuated the little extra I. Come on
I
now.
don't know how to
Hawaii.
pronounce that. Is that how I pronounce it? Hawaii?
Yeah, no, you said it right. Hawaii.
Yeah, well, however they pronounce it. Maybe that's my years of knowing Islanders.
Yeah, Hawaii.
Where they
Yeah,
pronounce it, I guess that rubbed off on me, I guess. I don't know.
the
But
Samoans.
yeah, but anyways, so what I do know is this. What I do know is this. It's a bit far fetched, bro,
Yeah.
to think that the government. I mean, bro, if the government wants something, they're gonna legally take that. You know, they're gonna find ways to like pay you out to leave. They're gonna do stuff to get you out, right? If the government wants something, the government's gonna take it, bro. The government's gonna try to burn a whole bunch of island down. Like that's just I don't know, bro. It just doesn't make any damn sense.
So you're discussing something like the concept of eminent domain.
Yeah, if they want something, they can take it.
So do you know how well eminent domain is when the government that needs certain needs land for
Yeah.
whatever kind of plans they got going on, whether that's the development of a railroad or a highway or whatever, and they will pay what they consider to be um, market value,
Yeah,
right?
Marky Mark.
Prices, but really, it's never market value, right?
No, I know
Um,
it's not. It's not. But
yeah,
but they still take your shit though.
but they take it. But here's the
Still
thing:
take your shit.
they
They
take your
take
shit
It's
and they
theirs.
pay you whatever they want. Now check this
Right.
out.
Right.
Check this out. Check this out. The whole thing behind eminent domain is that it takes years before anybody approves it for that. Like there's a process and it's costly, and then it involves a lot of attorneys, and it requires the people to get legal defense. A lot of the time, the reason why they are very successful in eminent domain is because those people live in areas that are not very profitable or valuable in the first place, but that's still their home, so they could offer them pennies on the buck. But these people don't want to sell, right? But they also know that they're usually from the desert or places that are not heavily inhabited, so they don't have a lot of resources, especially financial, to get legal representation to fend off the government. Now, one way to cut off the whole red tape, and this is just me speculating here, right, is you burn everything down and then pay them even less than market value. How? By what apparently I hear is a check of $700. Make
Yeah,
of
no,
that what you will.
hey, but you know what though? Okay, I just want to say this. Now, this might even sound messed up too, right?
No,
But
mind you, these I'm not saying anything. I'm not.
no.
This is not new.
I might say something that sounds a little bit mean, but honestly, like, why does the government need to give these people anything?
Well, why does the government have to take anything away from them?
No, but why does the government have to give them anything? Like right now where I live, right, I rent, right? If my house burns down that I rent, the government ain't gonna give me anything.
Yeah.
I'm out, bro. I gotta go rent somewhere else, right? Now if I own the place, or even as a renter, I could get renter's insurance, right? I could go purchase renter's insurance, but I don't, right? So isn't that my responsibility to purchase renter's insurance?
Yeah.
And then if I don't, and my ish burns down, well then that's kind of on me then, right?
Yeah. But you see, the thing is, though, Cal, when you're a contributing member of society and you're a taxpayer,
Right.
there is a social contract. The reason you pay into the government is because the government is gonna provide something of value for that money. The job of the government is not to just tax you and take away money from you; it's to do something for you and your community in general. So
No, that's what
the ones that
we would
shouldn't ask
like
for
it to be.
anything.
That's what
Yeah.
we would like it to be,
No, I know. Yeah, of
but that's
course.
not what it is. I mean,
Of
that's what we
course
would love
not.
it to be.
Of course
You know?
not.
Now,
Like, for example,
by design, I mean that it's kind of even questionable too, like the way that our government is designed, because in order for anything to get done, you have to have a super majority.
uh-huh.
Like if you don't have the super majority, it's hard for anything to get done here.
Yeah,
And
I know.
and you know why it was kind of made like that? Because
Well,
a lot of
that's the most recent concept. I think that's been in the past
no,
16
it's
years.
it's the way that it's always been like that.
No, it's always been a
Why do you
majority.
think we
So
have, hey, bro? Why do you think we're double represented? We're like triple, like think about how many representatives we have represent us, bro. We have the House, right, and we have the Senate.
the Senate and the
Why do we have
presidency.
both? Why do we have both?
Well, well, I think one of them is their job is to develop the laws, and the other one is
But
to ratify them or something
but
like that.
but the reason why it was all set up like that is because the religious people who had the majority at the time
Hmm.
wanted it to stay like that. They
Hmm.
didn't. They didn't want it to just start swinging to where, they're gonna start losing stuff to the non-religious people. That's kind of how it. It's kind of what it was, bro. That's kind of what it was. If you really
That's
look into it.
weird because
Well, well,
at
if
the
it's
founding
not,
of the
it's really
government,
not.
most
It's not
everybody
really
was
weird,
religious.
huh?
That's funny because at the founding of the government, well, not the founding fathers, obviously, but for the most part, after the founding fathers, especially when politics started to become more divided and had some certain uh, ways to distinguish themselves by a way of the policies and the practices, like there was actual a way to distinguish between a Democrat and Republican. When they made those fine lines of distinction, then that's when this kind of conversation was more effective. The fact that the more religious, spiritual people wanted to keep things that way, but the fact of the matter is, by then, the majority of Americans were religious and spiritual. The fact that
No,
the United States has
they
become
have
more
been for a
secular
long
as
time.
modern.
No,
Yeah.
they have been for a long time, bro.
Hmm. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, even today, to this day, that vote, that religious vote is it's major, bro, in American politics, bro. You know, these religious people, they have a lot to say in American politics, bro. They could swing shit, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. I wish that I could still talk politics, Cal. I'll be honest. I'm.
Oh, it's all good. Hey, but back to hip hop, bro. I mean, bro, do you know? Hey, but no, but honestly, bro, the state of hip hop, bro, I think it's beautiful. I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of dumb stuff floating around. There's always been a bunch of dumb stuff floating around. There's
Mhm.
always going to be a bunch of dumb stuff floating around. We're never going to stop that. We're outnumbered by a bunch of dumb people running around on this planet. I'm not going to lie, bro. More than half the people on this planet, they're they're troubled souls. You know, they haven't matured enough. You know, I forgot where I've heard this. I've heard this. I don't even know if it's true, but I agree with it.
Mm.
That somebody said that, I forgot what tribe it was or what part of the world this group was from or whatever, but they believe that we're not adults until we hit 50.
Um.
Until
Okay,
you hit 50, you're an adult. That's when you're grown. That's when you know better.
Cal. The homie Ricky says the podcast continues even if I log out. Hell yeah! And Cal, drop some music, bro. Music videos gives us a sneak peek. So mind you, you asked a couple of questions of the homie Ricky, and you brought up a couple of rappers that we were coming up with when I think we had a renaissance of independent hip hop. We had LP. We had we had man, who else? We had the hieroglyphics, obviously, all this time. We had Dell, the funky Homo sapien, putting it down. Dilated Peoples, the RZA and mathematics, and all them cats were still going hard. We had like a renaissance of artists back in the day, and there is Idea, the Rhyme Sayers, all these mostly independent cats that were making moves. He missed out on that because of the fact that
And tons of unknown people, like Primo out of Texas, like Pele One,
yeah,
like Clint
all of
Parkey,
those.
like
And
Warhead, dude from Salinas, Onse,
MF
bro,
Doom,
Jody Waters. I mean,
yeah,
bro,
MF
there's a bunch
Doom,
of people.
Madlib.
There's a bunch of people now, but I'm talking about unknown, unsung heroes. You know what I mean?
Oh well,
People
yeah.
that,
There's many of those, but what I'm trying to say is the reason why these are unsung. Guess what? Is because some people aren't introduced to them, right? I've always said this, right? My music collection, as you may know, with thousands of records that I have, is very eclectic. It's just natural, right? Even if I loved only soul and I wanted to collect the deepest soul tracks out there, not only is it a very expensive adventure, but it's very hard to find those very obscure tracks, right? That's why people compile them in CDs, sell them to you for a lot of money out in the swap meets or in the flea markets, whatever. But nonetheless, not only will your record collection become eclectic because of the fact that sometimes you'll settle for whatever you can get, the fact that you sometimes have to settle allows you to discover certain things. Like, for example, I've discovered I love country. Not all country, but country. I discovered that I love jazz. Not all jazz, but I love jazz. And it's happened to me where, I have people over, we having a barbecue, we're gonna watch the fights, and I play my eclectic playlist, which has like about 80 different types of genres, from Nigerian and funk, to Afro-Cuban, Latin soul. You'll have like electro funk. You'll have some deep country, 1960s hip hop. You'll have, 1960s rubber dub. You'll have all kinds of stuff. Now, to the uninitiated, if I play this playlist, and I always have my stuff on random because I have thousands of songs. I play it on random to allow myself to be entertained and introduced once again to a song that I may have heard a long time ago, but I haven't heard for years because my playlist will take a very long time before it repeats one song. But sometimes I'm playing these things in a barbecue and they're chilling and everything. And then the person just goes about their life. They're just talking or whatever. And then they heard it. They heard that song. They heard something that they would never have heard before. They're like, what is that? Oh, that's Fela Kuti. You know, what kind of music is that? That's Afro funk, from Nigeria or whatever. Oh, that's incredible. Some people are the opposite. They're like, dude, what are you listening to? And I'm like, well, this is jazz. And but it's going from one thing to the next. And I'll tell them something like, okay, do you like Santana? Yeah, I love Santana. Have you ever heard, let's say something like uh, Jingo? Yeah, yeah, I love that song. I go, let me play you this song, and it's by a jazz drummer. And next thing you know, I played that jazz song, and then I played them the Santana song, and then they see the connection, and they're like, "Wow, it's the same thing." And they fall in love with this genre. So a lot of the time, what I've noticed is that people are not uh, initiated enough to learn things on their own, and sometimes they do need a tutor to guide them, not only into music but for the most part sometimes in life. What Ricky has asked is for you to educate him on what local hip hop sounds like. um Play one of the songs in the background. Surprises. Do
Play
so.
one
I
of my
want to hear
songs?
something. Yeah, play something. Just like
I
something
don't even
that'll be
have my
like.
thing turned on. I got to turn my computer. Let me turn my computer on. Let me turn my computer on.
Well, I do.
I had shut it all down when we first started streaming. I was editing songs, so I was like editing stuff. That's why when we first started, I was all like closing down the set because for some reason it loaded up the song,
Yeah.
but it uploaded it um with some of the files missing. Like it
Oh.
showed me that there was a file there, but it was like recovering the file and it was like doing some kind of search thing. And it ended up finding it and then I saved it. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Pro Tools sometimes does that. It is what it is. I got a love hate relationship with technology. I love technology, but I hate it. You know what I mean? Like it's just, oh man, I wish it was a lot of stuff was a lot easier, but hey, it is what it is. You know, like if I want it, I'm gonna get it. You know,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna learn how to mess with it. I'm gonna figure it out. But anyways, I'm turning on the computer right now. Um, I mean, I got music. You said, how does local hip hop sound?
Play
Depends on
something.
which artist you listen to. You know, I mean, there's local art. Um, I got videos on the All City Sound Bombers page.
Hmm.
You know, a bunch of us got videos on there. Play that song by Once if you can, if you could look it up. I mean, I don't know if you could play it on here. I got a video for it right now. I shot the video um here in Salinas. I produced the track. Onse's rapping it. Um, it's dope, man. It's a super dope track. I would like to play that track because we have a video for it. A lot of the Subbox stuff we don't really have videos yet. We're gonna start having videos. Um, because Cutter's gonna start making all the videos for us. Yeah, Cutter.
What?
Joe Cutter's gonna start making all of our videos.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
interesting. I
the
mean,
Subbox. He's gonna start making Subbox videos because he was always limited with what he had making the videos. So
mhm.
recently he got like a pretty good smartphone. Um, and he recently got like a better app or whatever. So he's like figuring out some kind of way that he's gonna be doing our videos from now on. So
Wow.
but on my page though, on my YouTube channel, um, one of them I got several videos that I made for the All City Sound Bombers Volume 2 that we did. We did the All City Sound just to let people know, the All City Sound Bombers, it's a collective, hip hop collective that me and Jody Waters got together and realized that we kind of wanted to start. So kind of like kind of like a Wu Tang or like a Hyro or it's a group of a bunch of artists and ACSB, All City Sound Bombers.
Look, I'm gonna before you do
I'm
that,
turning my computer.
yeah, before you do that, okay. So I was the song that I'm talking about, and look, I'm just gonna give you guys a quick shortcut. When I want to introduce a person to jazz, um, and have them love jazz, I tell them, okay, play. I think it's Se Acabó. Maybe it's Se Acabó, by Santana, or maybe it's yeah, it has to be Se Acabó. And then I tell them play that, and then play Nutville by Buddy Rich. Buddy Rich, probably the best drummer, the greatest drummer of all time. There's one of the Carpenters. I think her name was Joan Carpenter, who's a very very skillful drummer in her own right, but nonetheless she never really got the the props for it, just due to the fact that most drummers really are not the at the forefront of the band. They're the heartbeat, but they're not usually like at the forefront. But one of the Carpenters was a very great drummer. But Buddy Rich, for the most part, is the drummer's drummer, and he has a song called Nutville. And I'm not too sure if if there's any way that I can play it, but I assure you that if I play you a Santana song, and then I play you that song, you'll see the similarities, and then you'll be like, "Oh wow!" Because now you're introducing uh, hard rock, Latin rock, hippie rock, and all these things, and mixing in some jazz, and you'll love it. So again, I really do agree with Cal. There's great music out there. You just have to look for it, and you have to have an open mind for
All right, so
things like that.
I'm gonna play the song that I was talking about.
Hmm.
It's by Once from Salinas. From Salinas, Once.
I would
I need
say.
to be. Hopefully, it's not too loud. Let me see if we can find a cool volume. The
Hmm.
song is called Drums and Roses. Drums and Roses by Once.
Okay, let's hear this.
Once again,
Can you hear it?
bombing your airways.
Yeah.
Onset. Check. Hey yo, you heard the Dark Angels, I'm a team in the life. Searching for my inner infinite, the reason I write. Most of all, though, my seed and my wife. So I'm grateful that I'm breathing in life. Grinding, trying to get a piece of the pie. Frenetic, but I found peace on the mic. Smudge reflecting on the eve of the night. Trees in the pipe, fuck you expected, I'm an eagle in flight. But no ego in sight. Cerebral people for life, going with D in the sight. Sometimes I'm missing that. Ripping shit with rich intact. Bugging out, getting axed. When I separate ways, but hope one day that we be getting back. Focused on my family, I couldn't work for chicken scratch. Cooking up a bigger batch. Them scripts blazing like big bases. So I'm burning down the obstacles, trap doors and trick mazes. Don't hang with folks that like to switch faces. More than a bitch, shameless. Pure fuckery's what the game is. Yo, sometimes I wonder about the afterlife. Then I'm like, fuck it, man, I grab the dice. These other rappers aren't half as nice. Check, for destruction, I got an appetite. Yo, sometimes I wonder about the afterlife. Then I'm like, fuck it, man, I grab the dice. These other rappers aren't half as nice. For destruction, I got an appetite. We can take it further than that. Since a youngin', I can murder the track. It's like music gave me.
So that's the track. That can you hear it? Cool, right?
Yeah, that sounds dope, bro. That sounds
Yeah,
real dope,
and
and
that's on the.
I like the substance of the song.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that's
it's
Once, man. Once he gets down, bro. He's from Salinas. Um, one of our little you know, secrets that we have. One of our best kept secrets here in the 831, man. Once.
all of them
People
are,
need to
man.
know
All of them
about
are.
him, bro. He's dope as fuck, man. I'm just gonna play some more tracks. That's Once. Let's see what else we got here. This is off of the volume 2, All City Sound Bombers Volume 2. And let me see what else we can play here. Oh, how about this track? This is Lee Earl. Are you familiar with Lee Earl?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, Lee Earl. Yeah, he's All City Sound Bomber. Check it out.
First off, I am booty as shit. To the point, it's my duty to be. To the point, I get a mini hard on when I start getting hit. A full erection if I get to use spit. I like fighting, man, and that's a problem. Depending on which side you on. Fuck him up. That's all I hear residing in my dome. I tend to talk to Jenny. Oftentimes I feel that I am wrong. Grabbing instrumental pen and pad and then get in my zone. I gotta be me. Everybody else is chosen, but they hate the crocodile when his mouth starts closing. They can't hate me when my mouth starts to open. Not in person, not the verses. I'm rehearsing. You research it. Others think I'm just talking shit. Think I can't see they point in all of its disadvantages. And my advantages, I always look around, listening to round sound. While they think I'm looking down, and I'm the asshole. You and your parents need your ass whipped. I'm just your ass whipped. The way you ask me is to get your ass whipped right there now. I'm out there, get the ass kicked. You right there. You need to get your ass whipped.
I love this song.
I got a I play the role, didn't win a Grammy or an Oscar.
Yeah, we've got Lee Earl.
So underrated, bro.
how
So
about this
underrated.
shit? How
So
about
underappreciated.
Oh, that was Lee Earl. And mind you guys, everybody's watching. I'm playing tracks off of our last compilation, which was the All City Sound Bombers Volume 2. It's streaming right now everywhere. So all these tracks that I'm playing, if you just look up All City Sound Bombers on any platform, you'll find this. And these are all tracks off of Volume 2. This is Warhead right here. He goes by This Isn't Warhead. So
This
that's what he
isn't.
goes by. Yeah, but oh, you're gonna like this one, Herb. I know you're gonna like this one.
can't hear it.
Turn down. Could you hear better now or no? Turn down. Was it too loud?
No, no. It was coming in like low, and he came out like I couldn't really make out his words. The other guys were sounding like fucking clear and loud. I was like, what the?
Maybe it's the mix.
Ah,
The mix
okay.
might be a little bit low. Yeah, I didn't mix. I didn't mix all the tracks. Yeah, this is
That's
dope.
great.
It's called "The Incantation" by Warhead on their track. Check that one out.
This one sounds good.
Yeah, you can hear it now. All right. Yeah, so that's Warhead. He's from the Inland Empire.
From the Inland Empire.
Yeah, he's from the IE. He's a part of the All City Sound Bombers too. I got him in
What? You're networking that far out the state?
Yeah, now we're not just local. You know, we got people all over the place. We got Clinton Pele. They're out in Northwest.
Yep.
You know, up in the Northwest. You know, this is the track, one of the tracks that I put on here. And the guy that made this beat, he's from, I believe he's from San Diego. He goes by Dahomey Beats, DAHOMIE, Dahomey Beats. I think he's from San Diego. I met him online. And anyways, he posted this beat, and he was just like, he just posted the beat, and I was like, bro, I've never like worked with you, but like, bro, that beat is hard. Like, what's up? And he's like, bro, I'll send it to you. And he sent it to me, and like the next day, I sent him this. Yeah. The homie on the beat. Acapulco Cal. Yeah. I seen him online, and I swiped right. I was like, baby girl, yeah, she's just my type. She hit me back quick. I was thinking plus sign, and she's a nice stick. I was like, what's your sign? She said, Gemini. I was like, damn, that's hard to find. I'm thinking maybe I could make you mine. She's like, quit playing. I bet you say that all the time. And how am I supposed to know if you really lie? I'm like, go ahead and run my whole facts. The name's Acapulco from the east side of the tracks. I take care of my kid. I got my own crib. And I put a little gin. I swear I put it up in your rib. You dig? Nah, I'm just playing. I'm a cool ass dude. Is all I'm really saying. And you should really get to know me. And we can kick it like Shinobi.
Shit.
I'm storytelling. I'm telling like a story about meeting some girl and taking her on a date. And then it goes left. So I picked her up and she was looking rough. Baby girl brought a bottle with her own cup. I'm thinking, what the fuck? Damn, now I'm on the stuck. I cross my fingers that she don't start going up. I'm on another trip and she's on some dummy shit. I'm trying to find someone special I can build with. She looking for a cake party, she can kill shit. And she's a loudmouth, never ever plead the fifth. She always keep way too carefree for me. The last thing I need is a bitch smoking on my weed. That's how I feel, yeah. We can grab a quick meal. I don't want to be a dick, just keep it real. Damn. She got the busted ass feet. Like you've been walking all day in the fucking street with no shoes, living life with no rules. I'm sorry, babe, but you I cannot choose. No. Yeah. But wash your motherfucking feet. Wash your feet. God damn, you were saying this shit. Oh my god. Yo, we can be friends though. I did a video to that. It's on the YouTube channel.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what is your YouTube channel?
Well, I got the one that these videos are on. It's on the All City Sound Bombers.
All City Sound Bombers. And what is your handle at Instagram or whatever it is that you're at?
I'm everywhere. CalParadox. Just Google me and you'll find me
Cal
everywhere.
Paradox. Yep, Cal
Yeah,
Paradox.
I'm very easy to find. I got music streaming everywhere. I got a Bandcamp if you want to download some stuff like that. Get it off the Bandcamp. It's probably better to download. But if you want to stream it, I got music streaming. I got like
So
albums.
look,
I got a
look,
catalog. Yeah.
it's cool to stream. I don't know how you get paid with money, but if anybody wanted to sponsor you or network with you or how does that go about? How do you make how can people help you be more productive and dedicated to your art? I would imagine the best way for that would be financially. How does one financially help you? Can anybody purchase or download your album?
Well, yeah. If you want to, I mean, you can purchase it off of the streaming sites. You can purchase it off there. I get all that money. If you want to go and buy it off of Bandcamp, I get that money faster. So,
Oh,
I mean, but either way, I mean, I could get it all really fast. It doesn't really matter. It's just that with the Bandcamp, it goes directly to me. Bandcamp makes a little bit off of it, but I think Apple and Spotify they get more off of it. So yeah,
hmm.
and this yeah, Jody Waters in the background here. What we talking about? Play a little track off. Yeah, off the com, but I mean, I got a bunch of songs, man. I got a bunch of songs that I
Man, that's so dope, man. That
uh,
really is dope. You know, uh, the homie Ricky and I, we've had long lives, man. But today we've gone so far for almost 2 hours and 40 minutes. That shooting the shit went real quick, bro. That shit went real quick. When how down are you? I know you're a very prolific, very busy artist, but uh, are you available any other time for, let's say, another round or any going on? So just even shit, if you ever want to hear us talk boxing or a lot of other politics stuff, we do that, but it's mostly boxing.
yeah. Yeah, no, I'm down. I actually I have my own. Like I said, I would have my own radio show, and
Hmm.
then I had a podcast that I had going on for a while, and I was doing a lot of shows, doing a lot of episodes. But my co-host, who I was doing it with, shout out to my cousin Beto. Um,
Hmm.
his his health started to kind of like it became an issue with him talking so much
Hmm.
because he's on oxygen.
Ah,
He fought COVID. COVID almost killed him.
fuck, god damn
Um,
it.
but we started doing the show after he had already like almost died and all that other stuff. We started doing the show after. So we
Hmm.
started doing the show when he had damaged lungs, right? So at some point we took like a little break, and then um, I kind of felt bad getting it kickstarted, right? Kind of felt bad starting it up without him and stuff, so I kind of just stopped doing it. Um, but anyways, no, I mean I'm down if you want to do some more. You know, want to shoot the stuff or whatever, talk about some more stuff later down the road. Anything that I can throw some insight on, you know what I mean? I'm down.
The
Whatever you want to record again, just let me know.
Yeah, so you're very knowledgeable. You have a very unique way of looking at the world. I've known you for a very long time. You're very respectful. You're very opinionated, but you're not ignorantly opinionated. Like, that is my fear, to have an opinion that is one founded on ignorance, especially emotion. So the reason why I feel very comfortable speaking about boxing is because, well, look, I'll be the honest. I'll be completely honest with you. I've been watching boxing for, if I'm 44 years old, or maybe 45, maybe 43. I don't know, but
Very long time.
but I remember watching fights or being talked about boxers from a very young age. I remember that my parents would always talk about boxing. They'd always be watching TV, watching fights. So maybe I was 6 years of age, 5, and already watching fights and going to people's houses to watch fights. Um, I can completely be honest with you though, and I can tell you that I forget so much more uh, of what I've experienced and know about boxing than I recollect. And the reason why the homie Ricky is very valuable to me is because I get to refresh refresh in my memory about things that I know. Um, so what I'm trying to get at is this. Uh, I may pass myself off as somebody that knows a lot of stuff in boxing, but the fact of the matter is that I'll be able to speak about something right now, and later on I won't because I'll forget, right? So I need somebody like you, and I need somebody like the homie Ricky to keep me always intellectually stimulated and refreshing because I'll fucking forget, bro. So this is one way to, yeah, because this is crazy. You just reminded me how I met you like 20 some odd years ago. I would
Yeah.
never have even got remember that shit, you know. So
Yeah.
you know, just for the sake of my Alzheimer's or whatever issues that I have with memory, I value what you and the homie Ricky uh, provide. So I would definitely like to encourage you to hop on another live tomorrow. And I'm not too sure how well received these things are, but I know that our listeners mostly are boxing fans. Nonetheless, we're trying to bring a little different variety of entertainment to them. That's why we brought on uh, you to talk about something else besides boxing. Tomorrow, we're going to have a traveler. We're going to have a gentleman by the name of Jimbo the Traveler who has. He's going to tell us all about it, but he's traveled all up and down the United States of America. Uh, he's a musician. He's a WWE connoisseur. His conversation is gonna like cover all kinds of shit, and I'm eagerly awaiting tomorrow. So if you want to hop on, man, feel free. If you want to listen to us, feel free. I would
Yeah,
encourage you.
send me the link when you guys log in. I'll probably tune in if I'm here because sometimes like I like to tune into stuff while I'm doing other things in the background, you know.
And
So
our
like I like
show is
to be
perfect.
I'm multi listening to stuff and why sometimes like yeah, sometimes I'm doing something just listening. I mean, yeah, bro, send me the link. I'll check it out. And
Yeah.
then and then we'll make a flyer too so you can have it. Oh, and then oh yeah, for the track, right?
Uh-huh.
I've been trying to look for the right samples, right? You know how that is when you're looking for the right sample. I haven't
We'll help
found
you.
something yet, bro. I've been digging though, and I'm gonna have something probably soon, but I might just have to just make some abstract stuff and just maybe see what it is. But anyways, because I kind of have in my mind on what I want sample wise, but I haven't been able to find it. But once I do, um, I'm gonna pull this thing out. This is what I was trying to tell you about, bro. Like
Let me
this,
see. What is that? Wow. What is that contraption?
this is what you need, bro. You need one of these, bro.
That's a beautiful instrument.
That's a touchscreen, 16 pads. It's got a slot on the top for the memory, right? It's not plugged in, right? It's not plugged in, right?
Wow. Yo. That's beautiful, bro. It looks like a spaceship that you control in your hands.
Bro, it is a spaceship that you control in your hands. What the fuck?
Dude, that's fucking awesome, bro.
It
That
flies.
should take you around the world.
It fucking flies, bro.
Wow.
You look at the
Yo.
back dimensions on it.
It's like some kind of a
Look, it says, "Are you
machine.
ready?" I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. Boom, it pops up. It's like,
Dude,
yo,
that's so sexy, bro.
it's like, what do we do? It's like, what do we
That's
do? I'm like, you know
fucking
what?
sexy, bro.
I'm like, why
Look,
don't you go to beat number 130 and why don't you load that bitch? And it's like, yeah, let me load it up for you. And I'm like, okay, take me to Mars. And it's like, boom, there's Mars.
bro,
And then
that's funny.
right
Dude,
here,
that's
now
funny
it has
because while
Bluetooth.
everybody's playing with PlayStation and Xboxes, you're pulling out some kind
Hey,
of
trip on this.
UFO.
Hey, trip on this. Right now, as we speak right now, right? This thing right now.
Don't
It's
tell me
gonna
you're
say,
sampling me.
Well, I need to have a mic connected. It doesn't have a mic.
Oh, okay.
Well, but I could though. If I wanted to, if I wanted to sample off of records, it's got RCA and it's got quarter inch. I could sample directly into here.
That's
And
so stupid.
and it's got SD card. So everything could be saved on an SD card. Or if I want, I could load samples on one of these flash drives. Right? This flash drive right here, I could plug it into the back right here.
Wow.
Got the flash
Dude,
drive porked right in the back.
I bet you you're gonna be paying that instrument for the rest of your life. It probably
I'm
costs
an
like
MPC guy now, bro.
$15,000.
Bro, I'm sold on MPC, bro.
$15,000.
And the reason why I bring it up is because so I was doing the podcast and I had the Roadcaster, right? I don't know what you guys are running or whatever, but the Roadcaster, if you know about podcasting, you know, at this time it wasn't the brand new one because now they have the Roadcaster 2. It was the Roadcaster 1, and it was about the size of this. It was about the size of this, and it even had little sound pads, you know, and it had the connections and you could do phone call conversations. It was badass, right?
Yo.
And I was doing the whole podcast on that thing, right? But when I stopped doing the podcast, right, the thing was sitting right here on my desktop. Now, at the time, I didn't have an MPC. I didn't have an MPC at the time, but I was just making beats on the computer like I've been doing for a long time. So, anyways, we weren't doing the podcast, and I just kept staring at the thing, right? Because what I did was I started making beats on my phone. I found this app called Koala Sampler. Shout out to I think it's called Elf Audio. Shout out to Elf Audio and to Koala Sampler people, all the Koala Sampler people out there, because there's a huge community of people that make beats on Koala Sampler. It's for iPhones, iPads, cell phones. It's a mobile app. It's basically like this, but in your cell phone. It's insane, bro. Koala is insane. I made a whole album. I made a whole not a whole album. I made like a 5-track instrumental project called "Destroy Something Beautiful."
Dude, do you know
it's online right now? Anybody can go listen to it right now. I made that on my cell phone.
You know, I used to make beats. I used to make beats with a PlayStation 1.
No, I know. I rapped on one of them on my album.
Yep, that's true. So
yeah. It doesn't matter what you make. You can make greatness. You can make greatness on anything. So yeah, bro. Koala Sampler. So anyway, so trip out. I had Koala Sampler and I started making beats on my phone, and I kept staring. I kept staring at the freaking Roadcaster on my desktop, staring at the drum pads on the Roadcaster, thinking, I wish I could make beats on that thing, right? So what I ended up doing was I found somebody who wanted to trade. I found somebody who wanted to trade this for that Roadcaster.
Wow. What a come up.
So I traded.
What a come up.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a come up. They were both going price range. They were both going for around the same thing. So
$15,000.
Huh?
$15,000. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, bro. This thing right here, you can buy one of these for about $500 or $600. $500 or $600, bro. You could have one of these. Technology is cheap, bro. $500 or $600, and you could have greatness in right here. Right here. Greatness. $500, $600. You know, now they have a new one. They have a brand new one of these because this is the MPC Live.
Dude, that's nice.
Live too, huh?
Yeah, you don't need nothing. That's it. That's the one.
Well, trip on this. I am gonna get the Live 2. and the only reason, Herman, when I tell you, you're gonna be like, "Ooh, the Live 2 is the same thing, right? Same firepower, same pads, same."
Can I guess? Can I guess?
Got a speaker.
Can I guess? Can I guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's solar powered, so you don't need you can make a beat in the backyard. Uh,
Yeah.
Nuclear
No.
detonation.
Yeah. No. 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 It has a speaker.
It has a speaker.
The new one has a speaker on the bottom.
Oh yeah, you have to have that, bro.
That's what
Yeah,
I
you have
mean.
to
So
have that.
like,
Yeah.
so that makes it completely wireless. That means that I could be in the bathroom taking a shit, and I could hear what's going on, and I could be chopping the sample, and I could be doing. I mean, I'm not literally in the bathroom, but or I
Yeah,
could
yeah,
be in
yeah,
my
yeah.
car.
Get out of here. Get out of
You know
here. You
what I
know
used
that's
to
where
do
the
though?
thinking man goes.
I used to make all kinds of beats at work though.
You know the toilet
I
is
would
the
take this
place where
shit
the
to work,
thinking man goes to work.
bro. I would take this shit to work with me because I used to work security. I would take this thing to work, and I would just, on the downtime, because sometimes your security guard, you got some downtime and shit, right? You got some time to yourself. I would
Hmm.
bust that shit out and just start making beats, bro. And then I have this cord, that I would plug into my cell phone, right? So it would go from my cell phone into the back of the MPC. And I'm sampling live anything I want off of
Wow,
YouTube,
get out of here, bro.
Spotify, or anything, bro. You can sample anything you want.
Well,
There's no
before
downloading the file.
we forget what we're talking about,
No.
what Cal Paradox is referring to is how I had reached out to him in order to have him make a beat to a specialized beat to introduce our show. I was asking him to create the a music intro for our the homie Ricky show. So I gave him some ideas. I told him, look, I think if you can go back and maybe get somebody like Jim Lampley saying some cool boxing related things, get like Mauro Ronaldo and sample some of the crazy quips that he's able to say at the fly. Maybe get Jimmy Lennon Jr. or uh, you know anybody to just say some cool stuff like "Let's get ready to rumble" over some hardcore beats for maybe like 30 seconds or whatever. Then that would allow us to start off the show right and to trademark an introduction sound. So far, it seems like Cal's been stumped. So you know what
You
I'm
know
gonna
what?
do?
You know what I might do? You know what I might do?
I'll help you. I'll
I was
help you.
trying not to do this. I was trying not to do this, but I might just take the Rocky theme and just chop the hell out of it, and then just make some crazy ass banger that you wouldn't even have think came from the Rocky theme.
But which
Like
Rocky? Because there's like 4 different Rockies.
the Rocky theme.
Yeah, there's like
I'm talking about like one of the early '80s ones, like the little.
yeah, the OG. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then there's Eye of the
But
Tiger.
like chop it like super crazy though, and make it like sound kind of more modern. Maybe
Mm,
even put
mm, mm.
like a modern like trap drum, high energy, kind of like up tempo. Maybe like a 94, 95, you know what I'm saying, tempo. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, bro. That's what I was thinking, but I'm trying to
Take your
find a
time.
sample. I'm trying to find a sample that gives me that vibe without it being that sample. You know what I mean?
I'll help you
If
with
that
that.
makes
I'll
any
help
sense.
you.
That's
Yeah,
why I'm
I will
saying I
help
was
you
like, I'm
with.
trying to find the right sample, but sometimes as a producer, that's what happens. Like you end up getting, you're looking for the right thing, and sometimes that's a bigger obstacle than just letting it happen. You
Yeah,
know?
I'll help you with the finding a sample. I'll help you find some very cool, interesting quips and comments by certain
Well, I could find. You know what?
announcers.
I could find the vocal samples, no problem. Because like I know what sounds cool as a chop, right? More or less.
Hmm.
So like, and then like some boxing stuff. Like, no, I could figure that out. It's just
Okay.
the musical. It's just a musical sample, and then it's in the database that I'm looking in. I'm trying to find something that I won't that you guys can own. Something that's not going to get you a strike or something because I sampled
Everything,
the
everything's
Rocky
got me
theme.
a strike. Um, hey Cal.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
listen, man. You have fun making that beat. We're not gonna pressure you. Uh,
yeah, no, I will. I'll make it
tomorrow.
soon, man. Yeah, maybe tomorrow I could tune in. If not, maybe jump in. I'll see what's up, man. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing tomorrow, but if not,
Yeah.
we can do this another time soon, man. It's been nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always
Doing
it's
good.
always a pleasure catching up to you. Let me put this guy to my kid to sleep. He's already having a long night, and he was talking about your dogs. Like that's why I put you on mute a couple of dogs. He's like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
is his name?
Oh, I
Boopty
got
whoopty but
Monty, Lola, and Tish.
Monty, Lola, and Tish. And
Uh-huh.
we got Max, and we got Cutie. Hey Cal, always a pleasure, man. We need to have you
Yeah.
back. Work on that beat. I hope it's heat. And yeah,
I'll
man.
try. Try.
Great stuff,
Yeah.
man. Great stuff.
All right, man. I'll catch up later. Peace out to
All
you and
right.
Ricky, man.
All right. Good night.